Welcome to Prep Preview here on CISN, powered by Fairway. I'm Trent Condon with you this evening as we get ready for the fourth week of the Iowa high school football season. We got a couple of good games for you coming up this evening on CISN TV. I'll be on the call tonight over at Drake Stadium, where undefeated and top 10 ranked Des Moines Roosevelt welcomes in Urbandale. The Jayhawks, off a tough overtime loss to Valley, look to bounce back this evening against the Rough Riders. That'll be one of our games. Also tonight, it's West Des Moines Valley hosting Waukee, an old rivalry renewed here this evening. We'll have the call of both of those games on CISN. Before we take a look forward, though, it's time to take a look back. What we saw last week across the high school landscape in the big school class and across Class 5A. Let's start things off with the game that I was at last week. Yeah, we'll go with me, myself, and Dar Danielson on the call as Waukee Northwest opened up their beautiful brand new football stadium and that new high school at Northwest. They welcomed it in and did so in big fashion early on. They're hanging around as the top-ranked team in the state. Southeast Polk came in and they led that game at the half. The third consecutive week now that Waukee Northwest has had a halftime lead. They led 14-5 over West Des Moines Valley in the first matchup of the season. Week 2 against Dowling Catholic, they're up 10-0. And here this week, up 7-6 on a touchdown pass late in the first half, and they had the lead against the top-ranked team in the state. But story remains the same. Depth, certainly a question with the new team there. Not the same numbers that Waukee's used to now with the two new high schools and the split that has happened there. Second half, it was all Southeast Polk, and it was a whole lot of Titus Christensen. Hard running out of the outstanding running back. He was all over the place making plays. Southeast Polk, without Xavier Wampka, their 5-star safety, and also plays offense for the Rams. He wasn't out there as he deals with the lower leg injury, but still, Southeast Polk able to get it done in the second half as they run past the Northwest squad, the Wolves. Another one of our games from last week, Ankeny Centennial raced out to an early 42-0 lead against Waukee, and they coasted into the 42-7 victory against the Warriors. In that one, it was a historical moment as Jerry Pizzetti becomes the all-time winningest coach in Iowa State history with the win, 422. What a career out of him. Started in Ankeny in 1969 when the split happened in Ankeny of high schools. 8 years ago, he went north to Centennial, done an outstanding job everywhere that he's been, and now the all-time leader in wins in the 42-7 victory. What a turnaround from week 1 to what we've seen the last couple of weeks out of the Jaguars. In our final game, also last week, it was Ankeny, the squad that Centennial beat the week prior. They bounce back, and they hand Dowling Catholic the Maroons' second loss of the season as they win it 27-13. Impressive performance. J.J. Cole, he got back on the right track after a rough performance against his former school the week before in that loss to Centennial. He threw the football well. Ankeny looked a lot more established, and Dowling Catholic now with their second loss, something that doesn't happen very often. You know, though, Tom Wilson going to have that squad still ready to play going forward. Normally at this time, we're talking about things not exactly looking great the rest of the season. There might be a matchup here or there, but we get a whole lot of blowouts the deeper into the season that you go. That is not the case this year, though, with the new structure, with the new schedule. A lot more great games that are going to be out there, week 6, 7, 8, 9. A lot of times those are clunkers. Not the case this year. Really looking forward to the way that the association has put things together and really made this schedule, weeks 1 through 9, outstanding. We got a great one coming up here for you this week. Some other scores from last week before we turn our attention ahead. How about over on the east side of the state? Again, it was the battle for the Little Cyhawk Trophy, and it was all Iowa City, City High. Mitchell Moore, the former head coach at Roosevelt, his squad is playing outstanding. A 43-5 victory for the Little Hawks in that one. Another game of Central Iowa consequence. Johnston down to DCG. They come back and pick up the victory. 17-16, the final in that one. The Dragons pick up the win against Dallas Center Grimes. It was Sioux City West all over Hoover, 40-12, the final in that one last week. Des Moines Lincoln with another win. They beat East 38-14. The Rail Splitters playing some good football. Mentioned 27-7, the Rams with the win over Waukee Northwest. Des Moines Roosevelt, who we'll see tonight, They win at 45-0 against Ottumwa. And the other squad we'll see this evening, Urbandale, falling in overtime, 21-14. The final in that one. That's a look around Class 5A here in Central Iowa, and we'll look forward when we come back. Coming up with Conversation with the Coaches, we'll hear from the coaches of your game coming up next on CISN. It's Prep Preview, powered by Fairway. We're back with more in a moment.
We are ready. We've waited for this one for a long time. The anticipation, the excitement, the intensity. The teams are on the field looking to build on last week's success.
Construction doesn't need a play-by-play call, but it does need a team. Like the team at Graphite Construction Group. From concept to planning to building completion, our team is with you every step of the way. We've been building all over Iowa. Schools, offices, stadiums, critical services, and more. Talk with us. Tell us your vision, and you'll see and feel the difference of having the Graphite team with you every step, brick by brick, beam by beam, and play by play.
And the beam is up.
Mitch, this isn't a field goal.
You mean like it's a touchdown? Graphite Construction Group.
Graphite Construction Group. We build it better.
So, Russ, what do you do in the off-season?
Mitch, we don't have an off-season.
Holt's Plumbing and Heating continues to be one of Central Iowa's fastest growing plumbing, heating, and cooling companies. I'm proud of what we've accomplished at Holt. Our team is leading the way in providing the latest in home comfort solutions, and we have fun doing it. Our passion is to be the clear first choice for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and home service needs. But at the end of the day, a job well done and a happy customer means everything to us. Just one more reason why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
If you plan to buy a franchise business or you're thinking of starting a new franchise, there's a lawyer right here in Central Iowa that can help you through the process. Rush Niggett of Brick Gentry Law PC has set up an affordable service to help individuals considering buying or starting a franchise business. Learn more online at rushonbusiness.com. Let Rush Niggett help you buy or start your franchise. Rush Niggett, the franchise lawyer with Brick Gentry Law PC. It's good to have Rush on your side. Welcome back once again to Prep Preview on CISN, powered by Fairway. It's time for a conversation with the coaches' interviews. Let's hear from the West Des Moines Valley head coach, Gary Swenson, as he talks with Dar Danielson before tonight's matchup against Waukee. Conversation with the coaches presented by Elite Eye Care, University Avenue in West Des Moines, coming up next.
Joining us now is West Des Moines Valley head coach Gary Swenson. And well, Coach, we'll talk first about last week. Rebounded with an overtime win coming off your first loss, and got to feel good about the way the team responded and end up getting a win then.
Yeah, it was a good win. I thought we beat a good football team. A little disappointed in the way we had the game and we were in control of the football game. We were up 14-0 at halftime. And then we had, in the span of about 7 minutes, we had 3 turnovers, and we let a team right back in the game. And then that really changed the complexion of the football game. And we went from being in control to, really having to scrap for the win. But what was gratifying was that we, coming off the turnovers, we still held our own and fought right through that overtime and ended up getting a win. So shouldn't have been that close, but Urbandale's a good football team. And through the course of a game, you have to expect a team like that to make a run at you. The hard part was we really opened the door for them and let them in. And then, they're good enough to take advantage. So, but it was nice to come out with a win. Absolutely.
So where are you sitting here now after three games? What do you see as strengths and then weaknesses, things you still need to work on?
Well, I think we're like a lot of teams at this point. We're still a work in progress. we have fought through some injuries and illness, and I'm not sure we've had a practice yet where we've had our entire roster on the field practicing. That's been a little bit disconcerting, especially after last year. But you know, we're doing okay. I think teams like Southeast Polk, the night we played them, we just clearly were not good enough to stay in that game. So, you know, we've got some real good opponents coming up, and whether we're good enough to compete at the highest level of 5A, that's what we're going to find out. We don't have the depth this year we've had at other times, but we still have some very good players, and we're gonna do what we can.
And you talk about that, you can't, you got Waukee. It's easy to look at the record and say, oh, well, here's an easy step back. But we know, and I know, I've seen this long enough that about the time you do that is when a team stepped up and bites you, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no, I don't know if the word easy applies. They've played the same type of schedule we've had. Very good. They've had a tough schedule. And clearly, I think everybody knew that when they split their program, the immediate result was that most of the experienced players were going to go be at Northwest. So I don't think, a rough start against that schedule was anything that surprised anybody. The thing I know about those coaches, because several of them were on our staff at one time, is they're very good coaches and they know how to teach the game, and you can see them getting better. It's just a matter of getting into a game where they can not have to play from so far behind. And I think that's going to happen. We just got to be sure it doesn't happen this Friday.
And you mentioned the turnovers in that last game, and I'm assuming that's one of the things, continue moving ahead and not make the turnovers, not make the mistakes, and be more consistent overall. Is that kind of what you're looking for out of your team?
Yeah, we're just not good enough to overcome those. And, we put the ball on the ground 3 times, and they were all in critical spots, whether it was the field position, the down and distance, or the point in the game. And they converted 2 of those to touchdowns. So against maybe even better teams, you leave yourself no chance to stay in the game. So, but we had been, I think the hard thing for all of us that night was we had been really trying to focus on it. It just didn't play out that night that we were able to put it onto the field. So we'll see. We'll just keep working, and hopefully that'll be a bug that we can get rid of.
I know for me, that's kind of the fun part, is coming out. You've seen a team before, but knowing how they're going to develop in the next game. And I imagine that's what keeps you in coaching and want to keep getting out there, is seeing how the team advances and adjusts to what you've put in, isn't it?
Well, yeah, the ultimate plan is that you play your best football at the end of the year, but yet you're good enough early to win games. I mean, that's everybody's ideal scenario. Some years the good enough early happens, and some years your roster isn't at that point, but you can always still try to play your best games at the end of the year. And that's why you practice every day. We've been working hard trying to impress upon our team the need for quality practices. And that's why we go out there every night, but they're kids, and you have to keep trying to plant that seed so that you can actually get the work done you need to do to improve.
All right, Coach, well, we appreciate once again you taking some time out here to talk with us on the pregame show, and good luck, and we'll see you Friday night.
Thanks, Dart. Thanks for having me.
Valley Coach Gary Swenson here on CISN.TV.
For all of your and your family's eye care needs, make it Elite Eye Care. Dr. Ethan Heisman, Dr. Heidi Bell, and Dr. Kelsey Sawatsky provide expert eye care close to home. From eye exams to contact lenses, eyeglasses to sunglasses, make Elite Eye Care your local optometrist. Set up your next eye care appointment with Elite Eye Care, 9250 University Avenue in West Des Moines, and online at eyedoctordemoines.com.
Obsessively, relentlessly. That's what you can always expect, even when faced with the unexpected. It's a service we take seriously, providing comfort in the rain, tools to help you save, a helping hand along the way, and from a safe distance away. Delivering the energy you need while going the extra mile. Regardless of the times, our team remains committed to you.
Guys, are you looking for an excuse to watch football all weekend long? Then schedule your vasectomy with the Urology Center of Iowa. The Urology Center of Iowa offers nitrous during your vasectomy, cutting-edge technology to help you relax during your procedure. Make the call to 515-400-3550. That's 400-3550 or online at iowauro.com. Vasectomies with the Urology Center of Iowa. And tell them you heard it on KXNO.
Our team at D. Armand Ford Indianola are committed to giving you an exceptional ownership experience.
As a family-owned business, my dad and I are in the dealership every day to ensure you experience the D. Armand difference.
Our core values of hard work, honesty, trust, and integrity are what we build our business on.
Experience the difference at the all-new D. Armand Ford Indianola,
where you'll actually enjoy doing business.
The all-new D. Armand Ford Indianola, DarmandFord.com.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Joining us now is Waukee head coach Gabe Baker, and good to see you, Coach. Thanks for joining us here on the pregame show. And I know the season hasn't quite got started out the way you wanted to win-wise, but overall, let's look at it. And are you seeing progress here as you through these first three games?
Yes, absolutely. Even though the results on the scoreboard haven't been exactly what everybody wanted, there has been steady improvement each of the 3 weeks of the season so far. I really think our kids have grown. They're getting more comfortable. We have a lot of inexperienced athletes out there, and I think we're really starting to get better and starting to feel comfortable on a Friday night field.
And then even for those that are returning that had played before, you got a new system, new coach, new things to do. So got to take all that into account too, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. You know, we have two kids that had varsity experience on our squad from a year ago. So we're all just kind of learning together and growing as much as we can.
See, Mike, is offense where you've made the biggest stride so far here, or?
I think so. I think our offense is starting to get going a little bit. We're still not getting as many yards and points as we need. However, I think we're starting to understand both coaches and players alike kind of our strengths and weaknesses and trying to tailor around for both of us.
Well, and we know in this league, getting your feet and finding yourself isn't easy when you look at the schedule every week. And here you have Valley, who would, they had a little bit of a stumble, but have come right back. And so let's talk about them. What do you see out of them this week?
I mean, Valley is always going to be a well-coached team, and they're always going to run the football. They're going to play fundamental defense, and they're going to focus on special teams. And that's what you see from this year's squad. They have some great athletes out there on both offense and defense. However, those three things that I just talked about, the special teams, the fundamental defense, and the running the football are all strengths of theirs.
So what do you got to do to stop them?
Well, hopefully we can rally to the football. When we're on defense, we have to rally all 11 guys to the football. There's no secret that we might be undersized at a certain spot or at certain positions, and we really got to fly to the football. We've had some special teams mistakes or miscues.
Welcome to Prep Preview here on CISN, powered by Fairway. I'm Trent Condon with you this evening as we get ready for the fourth week of the Iowa high school football season. We got a couple of good games for you coming up this evening on CISN TV. I'll be on the call tonight over at Drake Stadium, where undefeated and top 10 ranked Des Moines Roosevelt welcomes in Urbandale. The Jayhawks, off a tough overtime loss to Valley, look to bounce back this evening against the Rough Riders. That'll be one of our games. Also tonight, it's West Des Moines Valley hosting Waukee, an old rivalry renewed. Here this evening, we'll have the call of both of those games on CISN. Before we take a look forward, though, it's time to take a look back. What we saw last week across the high school landscape in the big school class and across Class 5A. Let's start things off with the game that I was at last week. Yeah, we'll go with me, myself, and Dar Danielson on the call as Waukee Northwest opened up their beautiful brand new football stadium and that new high school at Northwest. They welcomed it in and did so in big fashion early on. They're hanging around as the top-ranked team in the state. Southeast Polk came in and they led that game at the half. The third consecutive week now that Waukee Northwest has had a halftime lead. They led 14-5 over West Des Moines Valley in the first matchup of the season. Week 2 against Dowling Catholic, they're up 10-0. And here this week, up 7-6 on a touchdown pass late in the first half, and they had the lead against the top-ranked team in the state. But story remains the same. Depth, certainly a question with the new team there. Not the same numbers that Waukee's used to now with the two new high schools and the split that has happened there. Second half, it was all Southeast Polk, and it was a whole lot of Titus Christensen. Hard running out of the outstanding running back. He was all over the place making plays. Southeast Polk, without Xavier Wampka, their 5-star safety, and also plays offense for the Rams. He wasn't out there as he deals with the lower leg injury, but still, Southeast Polk able to get it done in the second half as they run past the Northwest squad, the Wolves. Another one of our games from last week, Ankeny Centennial raced out to an early 42-0 lead against Waukee, and they coasted into the 42-7 victory against the Warriors. In that one, it was a historical moment as Jerry Pizzetti becomes the all-time winningest coach in Iowa State history with the win, 422. What a career out of him. Started in Ankeny in 1969 when the split happened in Ankeny of high schools. 8 years ago, he went north to Centennial, done an outstanding job everywhere that he's been, and now the all-time leader in wins in the 42-7 victory. What a turnaround from week 1 to what we've seen the last couple of weeks out of the Jaguars. In our final game, also last week, it was Ankeny, the squad that Centennial beat the week prior. They bounce back, and they hand Dowling Catholic the Maroons' second loss of the season as they win it 27-13. Impressive performance. J.J. Cole, he got back on the right track after a rough performance against his former school the week before in that loss to Centennial. He threw the football well. Ankeny looked a lot more established, and Dowling Catholic now with their second loss, something that doesn't happen very often. You know, though, Tom Wilson going to have that squad still ready to play going forward. Normally at this time, we're talking about things not exactly looking great the rest of the season. There might be a matchup here or there, but we get a whole lot of blowouts the deeper into the season that you go. That is not the case this year, though, with the new structure, with the new schedule. A lot more great games that are going to be out there, week 6, 7, 8, 9. A lot of times those are clunkers. Not the case this year. Really looking forward to the way that the association has put things together and really made this schedule, weeks 1 through 9, outstanding. We got a great one coming up here for you this week. Some other scores from last week before we turn our attention ahead. How about over on the east side of the state? Again, it was the battle for the Little Cy-Hawk Trophy, and it was all Iowa City, City High. Mitchell Moore, the former head coach at Roosevelt, his squad is playing outstanding. A 43-5 victory for the Little Hawks in that one. Another game of Central Iowa consequence. Johnston down to DCG. They come back and pick up the victory. 17-16, the final in that one. The Dragons pick up the win against Dallas Center Grimes. It was Sioux City West all over Hoover, 40-12, the final in that one last week. Des Moines Lincoln with another win. They beat East 38-14. The Rail Splitters playing some good football. Mentioned 27-7, the Rams with the win over Waukee Northwest. Des Moines Roosevelt, who we'll see tonight, they win at 45-0 against Ottumwa. And the other squad we'll see this evening, Urbandale, falling in overtime, 21-14, the final in that one. That's a look around Class 5A here in Central Iowa, and we'll look forward when we come back. Coming up with Conversation with the Coaches, we'll hear from the coaches of your game coming up next on CISN. It's Prep Preview, powered by Fairway. We're back with more in a moment.
We are ready. We've waited for this one for a long time. The anticipation, the excitement, the intensity. The teams are on the field looking to build on last week's success.
Construction doesn't need a play-by-play call, but it does need a team, like the team at Graphite Construction Group. From concept to planning to building completion, our team is with you every step of the way. We've been building all over Iowa. Schools, offices, stadiums, critical services, and more. Talk with us. Tell us your vision, and you'll see and feel the difference of having the Graphite team with you every step, brick by brick, beam by beam, and play by play.
And the beam is up.
Live at Valley Stadium, getting ready for high school football. Here's the Valley March Masters march off the field after the national anthem and the school song here, getting ready for matchup tonight. The Valley Tigers at 2-1 and Waukee at 0-3. Dar Danielson with you here alongside Hunter Phillips, and I think we talked a little bit pregame, Hunter. We talked about the Waukee split. We've been talking about Waukee Northwest as a new school, but really for Waukee, that's kind of the way they are too. They're a whole new school with a new coach, not a lot of experience back, and they're trying to find their way here in this football season.
I think the key word there, Dar, is experience, and that's what they're trying to build here through their first games of the season, and little by little, Gabe Baker's team has gotten better, but they face a tough test tonight here on the road against the Valley Tigers.
Yeah, I talked with them about that in the pregame. This is not a league where you want to cut your teeth in to get started, because it's every night on the schedule is tough with all these teams here in 5A now, especially splitting it up that way. But and then for Valley, they started out and they've had a couple overtime wins and then a loss there, so they're still have some things that Coach Swenson wants them to work out here to kind of keep fine-tuning toward the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm sure Gary Swenson's thinking, guys, take it easy on me here with these overtime wins, but you know what? Good teams find ways to win, and last week against a very good Urbandale team winning in overtime, this Valley team, they've made big plays down the stretch when needed to, and I tell you what, that's probably going to come in handy here down the stretch.
And I think the one thing that they have that Waukee doesn't have is depth, and that's the big issue right now, especially in 5A. No matter who you play, we always talk about Dowling. Well, they may lose early, or Valley may lose early in the season, but they have that depth to be there at the end when it comes down to getting the playoff spot secured.
Yeah, it's a really good point. For Waukee, they're trying to build that depth, but for Valley, through all the experience from seasons past, that again, building off of each season, that's why Coach Swenson's been so successful at Valley. And on both sides of the ball, they have a lot of guys who can make a big impact.
And we don't have a 90-degree night here. A typical, it's going to be a light jacket night tonight here. A typical cool fall, late September evening.
Yeah, a light breeze coming in here. No complaints at all. Beautiful night for football.
All right, we're about ready to kick it off here. Valley and Waukee. That's coming up here in just a bit on CISN.TV.
WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee has over 375 pre-owned vehicles. All makes, all models. Inventory changes daily. WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale, just west of Homeacres.
At Holt Plumbing and Heating, our team is clean-cut, professionally dressed, and always training to be the best. We have families too, and we understand that nothing is more important than keeping them safe and comfortable. Our passion is to be the clear first choice for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and home service needs. A high-quality job with a smile and a little extra wow. I would like to personally invite you to experience Holt Plumbing and Heating and find out why, for over 70 years, families all over Central Iowa say, "Let Holt handle that."
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Obsessively, relentlessly. That's what you can always expect. even when faced with the unexpected. It's a service we take seriously, providing comfort in the rain, tools to help you save, a helping hand along the way, and from a safe distance away, delivering the energy you need while going the extra mile. Regardless of the times, our team remains committed to you.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Why do businesses succeed? The Better Business Bureau sees the traits of successful businesses every day. It's not easy, but it is simple. The BBB fosters trust between Iowa businesses and consumers.
Visit bbb.org.
Back here at Valley High School, the Tigers, and now here comes Waukee. You'll see him running onto your screen there with the American flag running out onto the field. Dar Danielson, Hunter Phillips here getting ready to bring you this 5A contest tonight. Valley at 2-1, Waukee 0-3, looking for their first win of this season. And I talked in past years about how Waukee was moving their way up, and finally they got into the conversation here among the Valleys and the Dowlings and that, and then all of a sudden you got the school split. So it's a little bit of a step back, but as we know, when looking at Ankeny, you know, they had a little bit of the same thing, and then, you know, all of a sudden, boom, you got two good schools playing over there, and then this year, Ankeny Centennial, you know, supposedly – you know, then they get and meet each other and you have a different result than what you expect there. So all that's going to come in time. It's just, as I talk with Coach Baker, keeping his team focused right now on improving and getting better.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the growing pain stages, right? I mean, when you're building a new program from scratch. And, you know, that's one of the interesting storylines coming into this game, Dar, is the fact that head coach Gabe Baker, he's coming back to his old stomping grounds a little bit. Was an assistant coach at Valley for 7 years under Gary Swenson. And, you know, a few weeks ago when Paul Yeager had a chance to sit down with Coach Baker, he said that those two are very close friends, and I'm sure that this is, you know, a tough one for both of them because they have so much respect for one another. But no doubt, you know, for Coach Baker and for Waukee, this is really where the foundation is laid. And so just trying to get better each and every game throughout the season, trying to build that experience. It'll be interesting to see how his guys step up here tonight.
Yeah, we talk so much about the rivalries and the players and stuff, but when it comes down to it, these players are playing against each other and other things. These coaches, they get together in clinics, they share information, they work with each other, they have a mutual admiration. Now, when you get out here, they all want to win, you know, beat the other one, but off the field, there's a lot of camaraderie and work between the coaches and players and everything, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, a lot of respect between all these players and coaching staffs because, you know, they do things, they interact with each other off the field. And, you know, Coach Baker and Coach Swenson, they call each other frequently during the winter time, again, just discussing football and life. And, again, when it comes to this Friday night under the lights, not friends, you know, here for the next few hours. And so it's going to be a fun one here. Two rivals, two programs that know each other very well, but two different teams from a year ago.
And offensively, Waukee, they got their first touchdown last week, trying to work on that. Valley, as I talked with Coach Swenson, they thought they had that Urbandale game in hand, and granted, Urban's a really good football team, but they came back on them and took it to overtime. He was not happy about that because of some turnovers and some things they did. So always coaching going on, always improving, and we're, you know, third of the way through the season, but we got a lot to go ahead of us here and a lot to work on for both these teams.
Well, and I think for Valley and for head coach Gary Swenson, he's looking for more consistency because they're a team that can put a couple good quarters together, but then, like you said, they've kind of stubbed their foot a little bit with turnovers and with penalties. We saw that at Southeast Polk just in inopportune times where they were able to make mistakes. So looking for a cleaner game if you're the Valley Tigers tonight.
Well, Valley won the toss and deferred, so they will kick off starting here to Waukee. Ray Hall is back deep to receive for Waukee. As we're about ready to get it underway here, Dawson Stein will kick it off for Valley. It's going to go into the end zone for a touchback, so Waukee will start out 1st and 10 at the 20 here. And here's where, well, one thing, if you are Valley, you want to try to take control early here and not, let Waukee get any glimpses of hope against you in this game.
Well, Valley's coming off their best defensive performance of the season last week at Urbandale, so they're trying to build off of that, absolutely set the tone. But if you're Waukee, you gave up 42 points in the first half in that loss last week, so you want to get off to a good start here tonight.
So here comes Waukee. Blake Hawk at quarterback, pass inside and up across for pickup for a first down is Ben Kamara on the first play of the game. So a good passing play there and a good, simple, easy passing play.
And I think they're going to try to get Blake Hawk into a rhythm. And, Coach Baker's really been impressed with the senior Ben Kamara. Didn't get a lot of varsity action last year, but 6th catch of the year, real good route, brought it in the catch and got the first down.
So 2nd down here. Hand off to the running back, looks for room, cuts it back, across, spins through, up almost close to the first down. Niall Eddy with his first carry here. And you like to see big chunks on first down, don't you?
You sure do, and it takes so much pressure off of your quarterback. And, Waukee, if there's one thing that they've really hung their hat on this year, it's running the football, especially for young sophomore Niall Eddy, averaging 5 yards per carry.
So Hawk in the backfield with Eddy. Triple receivers to the right. Hands it off right up the gut, and he's going to push all the way up to the 45 and a pickup of about 5 yards there. And it'll be another first down. So 2 straight first downs here by the Waukee offense.
Yeah, and really a lot of balance. Got it going with the passing game early, and now a little up-tempo as Waukee's quick to the line.
Send 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Single back there with Hawk. Now they look to the sideline to adjust. And there's the snap. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Good stiff arm up across the 50 and down to about the 49. So looked like he might be stopped in the backfield, but the old stiff arm work did the trick.
It sure does. That second effort, you got to love that out of Niall Eddy, and really like the push that we've seen so far from this Waukee offensive line, a unit that's gotten better throughout the course of this season.
Well, that brings up a 2nd and 5. Man goes in motion across the formation, clear out wide. Hands off to Eddy again. He slides up into the middle. He'll get down inside the 45 into Valley territory for a first down, a pickup of 6.
Boy, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep going to the well right up the middle. And again, Waukee trusting that offensive line and just playing with some more juice here to begin this game. Just the ideal start for this Warrior offense.
So they come up. Kamara and Ray Hall to the left, 2 receivers to the right, and Eddy in the backfield. Hall goes in motion across the formation. Fakes it to Eddy, dropping, throws it out to the tight end. Good catch out there and knocked out of bounds is Charlie Cross. He's a sophomore. And Cross, again, another big chunk. They're averaging 7-8 yards on first down here.
Yeah, and you know what? When you're able to run the ball, that opens up things in the pass game. Perfect time there for a play action. And found his tight end, Charlie Cross.
Twins to each side now. Hall comes in motion again. Give it to him on the jet sweep. He's looking to turn it upfield. Slips by a tackle. And did well to sidestep that and pick up a gain as they got hit right at the line of scrimmage. But you'll see here.
Nice open field tackle by Holden Baldus. That's the kind of play that the Valley defense needed now that Waukee is sitting here in their first 3rd down situation of the series.
3rd and 2. Got a slot back on the inside there, and they follow him, but plugged up the hole in the middle there. Caden Hutch came up, one of them.
Boy, just great push up front. This Valley defensive line said, okay, I think we've had enough of this, and just great burst there and great quickness.
Tate Larson in there, so 4th and 1. Looks like Waukee may go for it. A little too long for a field goal, maybe a little too short for a punt. We'll see if they try to draw him offside here. And they do look in. Still got 10 on the play clock here. Now they set back up. Eddie switches to the right side of the quarterback. Here's the snap. Fakes it to him. Going to roll out around the right side and dives ahead. He'll get the first down. Houck on the keeper.
And Houck just giving up his body there to get the first down.
You see him on the replay here. He came around and just about stopped. One of the things the defender did was lower his head a little too much there, it seemed like, on that play, and Houck was able to get over him. 1st and 10 at the 33. Hands it off to the running back, cuts up the right side and has some room there. Eddie, a big carry. And they just keep feeding Eddie as he gets 7 there. That big offensive line, Brennan Matthews, Ashton Turnbull, Peter McKibben, Sam Gorish, and Will Stobie for Waukee. Opening some holes early on here. 2nd and 3. Fakes it, and this time met in the hole, not going anywhere. Jay Moore, the linebacker, read that, and it's a loss for Houck.
Moore with very good recognition there and not staying with Eddie, instead racing to the quarterback, and another 3rd down situation upcoming here for the Warriors.
So we go 3rd and 5. They'll come out about the same formation, this time with the tight end up ahead of the quarterback. Looks out to that tight end coming out of there, and a good recovery by Caden Hutch as he followed him right out, picked him up, and knocks him out of bounds short of the first down marker. That'll bring up, well, we're going to say no gain there, looks like. So 4th and 5. They went for it last time. They're going to go for it again. They send trips to the left with the man in the slot on the left. That's the running back, and now we'll take a timeout. Probably a good time to take a timeout and discuss it here. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this on CISN.TV.
Obsessively, relentlessly. That's what you can always expect, even when faced with the unexpected. It's a service we take seriously, providing comfort in the rain, tools to help you save, a helping hand along the way, and from a safe distance away, delivering the energy you need while going the extra mile. Regardless of the times, our team remains committed to you.
And they go for the field goal. The kick is up. Good! He made it. 44 yards. Waukee with 7:20 to go here. You see the snap. High snap. Good job by the holder there to get that down. That was Garrett Putsey. And Waukee takes the early lead here, 3-0. So a really good opening drive. They got stalled, but they got points out of it.
I know Coach Baker wants 7 on the board because I think that's been a focus for them, is to finish off drives, but you couldn't ask for a better start for Waukee, especially just establishing themselves on the ground and doing a great job of running the ball with Eddie. And now we'll see how Waukee's defense, who's been really solid this year, faces against a veteran Valley offense.
I had unofficially 11 plays. They went 80, they went down. They started at the 20 there. So that'd be 45 yards. They got the field goal. So Valley back set for the kickoff. They're not real deep. And this one is going to come back. Be taken at the 8. Up across the 15. Looking for room outside 20, 25, 30, 35, and knocked out of bounds there. That's Aiden Price. You see him there trying to turn the corner. And the thing about that, Hunter, is no penalty. Sometimes when you go out wide, turn the corner, you get guys blocking in the back as those defenders turn to go after him. But a good job there by Waukee, or by Valley, to not commit the penalty on that.
Yep, very good execution there by the special teams unit. And I have a feeling, Dar, we're going to call Aiden Price's name often tonight. He's just a great utility guy. You can see what he can do in the return game. But a guy who played quarterback a little bit last year for the Tigers was a very good receiving option.
1st and 10 at their own 34 for Valley. Handoff up the middle. And Danny Rankins Jr. scooting up ahead there. He gets a couple. A lot of moving, but not a lot of yards out of that.
Well, and they're going to go to Rankins a lot here tonight. 18 carries last week for 101 yards against a very good Urbandale defense and scored a touchdown. But last year against Waukee, Dart, just 7 carries for 30 yards. So he's hoping to get a better performance against the Warriors this time around.
So here comes Valley. Out. They'll 2 receivers in there. Eden Price came off the field, then runs back on late as the clock down to 7. Mason Morrow's the quarterback. Then they give it to him, coming back the other way. Price, he cuts it up to the 40, 45. It is knocked out at the 46-yard line. So he's going to pick up about 10 yards there. As you see him come back around.
And they love to use him in that jet sweep motion there. 4th carry of the season for Price. So not many carries on the year, but when he gets the ball in his hands, he just has that very good end of speed there. And as you saw, going from one end of the field to the next, he is just catching this Waukee defense off guard here early in this first quarter.
Mason Morrow brings him out, sends a man in motion, fakes that jet sweep, hands it off, up the middle, breaks through to the second level and almost broke it all the way as he's tripped up at the 40. A pickup, though, of 13 yards there on the play.
Well, Peyton Betts with what could have potentially been a game or a touchdown-saving tackle here towards the tail end, but nice job by Rankins finding the seam and getting a big gain for the Tigers.
So Rankins finds that, and that's the thing on the defense. You can't get caught up in that motion, that jet sweep or fake there, and seems like they did that time, and Rankins just came right up the middle. Morrill with Rankins in there. Send a man in motion across the formation again. This time they hand it to him, and he tries to turn the corner, and he won't be able to. Cade Gravengood there. Coming out of that slot position, gets 2.
Hoskinson with a nice open field tackle there. That time Waukee was not fooled. We've seen a little bit of the window dressing from this Valley offense trying to change ends of the field, but that time good open field tackle by Waukee makes it 2nd and long.
Minwoo Lee, Spencer George, Bradley Benz, Jacob Moeller, and Hank Lucas, the offensive linemen in there for Valley. As they look to the sideline, 7 seconds on the play clock, taking a long time. They may have to call, they're going to have to, as that clock was down to 2 before they even got a chance to break the huddle. We'll take a quick break here. Waukee leading Valley 3-0 in the first quarter on CISN.TV.
35 years in the automotive industry, I had the opportunity to build on the American dream, just like Henry Ford did over 100 years ago.
Introducing the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Like Ford Motor Company, we're a family-led business guided by our core values of hard work, trust, honesty, and integrity.
People drive to Indianola to buy Fords.
The all-new DeArmond Ford. DeArmondFord.com.
Built for America, sold by DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Back here at Valley after the timeout, the Tigers 2nd and 8 at the 38 of Waukee. They try a screen pass in the middle. Find the man. Cuts it up across the 35-20, 15-10, and knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line there. Cade Gravengood on that screen pass. And he caught it and he turned and then just found the lane outside.
Well, Gravengood has become a valuable asset for quarterback Mason Morrow here this season. You look at Gravengood leading the team in receptions. He's just been that go-to guy, and when Morrow was backing up there, threw that perfectly there with that option play or that screen play, and a big gain for the Tigers in the pass game.
28 yards on the pass. There. 1st and 10 at the 10. Handoff. Rankins looking for room up the right side, puts his head down, plows into the pile. And he will get a 3-yard pickup there. That's just old-fashioned line up and push him ahead.
Yeah, 3 Warriors there to meet Rankins. Better job by that front 7 there by Waukee recognizing the run.
Send Gravengood and Shield to the right side. Here, Reardon out wide to the left. The big tight end. Fakes it, now throws to Reardon, coming across in the slant, and it's picked off. On the ricochet, it's picked off and run out of the end zone, out to the 20-yard line by Colby Craig. Wow, let's see this again. As I guess Reardon came in, comes right across. That one knocked up in the air, and Colby Craig right there to get the interception. Returns at 20 yards.
Well, and you got to give credit to Ben Kamara for going toe-to-toe with one of the best tight ends in the country, and Eli Reardon deflecting that ball in the air, giving his teammate the opportunity to reel in that interception. What a big play by the Warrior defense.
Not to be critical, but maybe a little too much mustard on that ball into, I know you want to fire it in there to the tight end, but that was a hot one for him to handle. And Waukee takes over 1st and 10 at the 20 with 4:02 to go. They throw it out wide, hits a man up across the 25 to the 28-yard line. Pass out to Ray Hall.
That was Kamara out there doing a good job of blocking, giving Hall plenty of room to be able to get a solid gain there on 1st down.
So Waukee mixing it up offensively, throwing it around all over, trying to keep the Valley defense on their heels.
And I think, again, the big thing for junior quarterback Blake Hawk is just to get him in rhythm, and I think that they've done a good job of that here so far.
Well, they send trips to the right side, single receiver to the left, and now official calls a timeout here.
Coach Baker came out on the field.
I think they're trying to stretch those chains out. Because on the scoreboard it said 1st and 10. But the chains weren't stretched out far enough. It's
still going to have to move those chains, and now they're going to do it here to give the Warriors a 1st down. But heads up there by Coach Baker, noticing that, saying, hold on a second. The chain gang needs to move up a little bit.
So There's the handoff, and this time black shirts all over the place on it. And right in there, Ramez Nada was quickly in there and stuffed that one.
On a big sophomore coming in at 6'2", 300 pounds, and he is such a bully there in the run game, as that was a loss for Waukee.
So that'll be 2nd and 12. That's probably, I think, their first loss on first down. They faked the handoff to the running back, and Hawk takes it right up the middle himself. It gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So we'll bring up a 3rd and long, something we haven't seen in the first 2 possessions here for Waukee. So a big chance for Valley.
Well, a point of emphasis for this Waukee offense is been able to get that passing game going with the junior signal caller, Blake Hawk, and needs to come up with a big throw here on 3rd and long.
2 receivers to each side, sends Ray Hall in motion from left to right. Now rolls that way, finds Hall out in the flat, and he can't handle it. He wasn't going to probably get the first down unless he made a big play anyway.
Yep, Holden Baldus was right there with Hall, and so that'll bring up a 4th down, but a very good stop by this Valley defense as Waukee was starting to get that early momentum and a much-needed stop for the Tigers to force a punt.
Yeah, they got the turnover, but unable to change that into any points here. And Raven Good and Price back deep to receive the punt for Brennan Matthews, the 6'4", 265-pound punter. And he booms it high. Going to be taken up at the 48, across the 50, down to the 45. So a 7-yard return. There's, you see him catch it, spin around. You don't often see that big lineman back there punting, but when out in high school we had a lineman. He was a big dude, and biggest guy on the team, and he got the whole body into it and boomed him out too. But usually you see not those linemen out there punting. But in a year when you're a little short-handed, that's what happens. Urbandale, by the way, was leading Roosevelt 3-0, and there's a handoff to Rankins Jr. there.
Well, and it's no secret, Dar, that with a Coach Swenson-led team, Valley's going to try to establish the run game. It did a very good job of that there in their opening series, but really curious to see how Mason Morrow comes out in this drive after having a very good series until that interception. I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to Ben Kamara and the play that he made there, tipping that ball up, but see how the senior quarterback comes out here on this drive.
And we'll see if they try to get Eli Raridan into the ballgame a little more too. With his big size, there's the handoff, looking to get outside, trying to turn the corner. He throws on the brakes, and a good recovery there and tackle outside. As Dion Hutch came in, and he took the handoff.
And Ben Kamara with another stop. And Hutch is a guy who had a good game against Waukee last year. 18 carries, 36 yards. Not necessarily the yards per carry, but did have a touchdown in that game. So the Tigers going to the well, going back to the depth that we talked about at the beginning of our broadcast. Valley's been using that in the run game.
So they come out 3rd and 6 at the Waukee 41, trailing 3-0 here. Morrow rolls, looked like he wanted to pitch it, gets a little pressure, now tries to get through it, and he's only going to pick up a yard down to the 40. I don't know if there's a little miscommunication there or what, but he gets it, comes down like he wanted to pitch it, and maybe that read, but decided I'm going to get more yards up the middle, but either way, it's a good play by the Waukee defense.
Yeah, heads-up play by the Waukee defense, but as a quarterback, you don't have very long to make that decision, and that sets up a 4th down, and it'll take us into the second quarter.
Clock runs out here on the first quarter. Waukee up 3-0, and it'll be 4th down for Valley, and it's a decision to make here on CISN.tv. don't need a replay on every play, but the bigger ones, yeah. I know.
Thank you.
Write his name down there. What is his name? Here we go. And before we get to action, Waukee takes a timeout. And I think they came out with the offense out there. Valley did. Hunter and kind of Waukee said, oh, wait a minute, let's take a timeout because they weren't sure. 40, it's probably a place where you might kick, and you got 5 yards, so I guess it's better to take a timeout and be safe.
Well, these two former co-workers playing a little chess here early, seeing who will do what, and, again, I got to go back to just a very good first quarter from this Waukee team on both ends of the football, especially on the defensive end. Valley's a team that, there are a lot of questions about the defense going into this season, but offensively, a lot of returners coming back, but really nothing going in the passing game here early for Valley and in the run game as well. Just Waukee coming in with a very good game plan, and now looks like, again, the offense is going to stay out here for Valley on 4th and 5 and see what the Tigers do here.
4th and 5 will start the second quarter. Valley's ball at the Waukee 40. Trying to draw him off, they don't. Morrow rolls to his right, looks upfield, now throws across, and it's picked off at the 15. Up to the 30, 35, 40, still going, and up to the 44.
And we do have a flag on the field that was at the original line of scrimmage, so
Camara picked it off, but we'll see what the flag is, as you said. That's a holding on Valley. That'll be declined. And Waukee will get it. As you see, rolling here is Morrow. Throws it deep, and it was high on the run. And I think he was looking for he had the deeper receiver, but he threw it a little shorter as he didn't quite get his feet set turning that corner, I think.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. He was looking for Aiden Price, who was open, but didn't see Kamara there, who was in the bottom there of that play. And just like a center fielder, brought that ball in. And, what a game he has had so far on both ends of the field.
29-yard return makes it 1st and 10 at the 43 for Waukee. This time, pile up. And maybe a yard gain here as Hawk brings him back out. There's flags flying everywhere before they even get the play off. And we had that. We haven't really have a penalty accepted yet, have we? This will be the first one I think that's accepted. We had that one, but it was declined.
Yeah, pretty clean first quarter we saw, but last thing Waukee wants to do whenever you're able to get a turnover against this Valley offense, don't be putting yourselves back in negative field position here. Worst thing you want to do, and I know that's an area that the Waukee coaching staff is really trying to work on in practice here. Again, with some new guys, and with that communication, just got to be on the same page offensively.
And not be behind the change here, because they've been doing pretty well on first down early on. There's the fake. Houck looks, throws it deep up the left sideline as a man, and he drops it. Couldn't quite bring it in over there. Kamara, I believe.
Well, and this is a good ball here by Hawk, and Valley was bringing the pressure, bringing the blitz, and I know Kamara's going to be kicking himself there. That was right there.
I think he took a little look off to the defender, thinking, man, I got one guy to juke to the end zone, and as the old cliche goes, Catch the ball first, don't take your eyes off of it. So trips to the right now for Waukee. Hawk fakes it, now he'll go on the draw, and that's going to go nowhere. I think they thought they could maybe spread Valley out, but as you see here, he drops, and that looked like almost a called draw, didn't it?
I think it sure did. More of a safe play call there from the Warriors and just trying to salvage any kind of yardage that they can. But 0 for 2, Waukee is now on Valley turnovers. You got to give this Tiger defense a lot of credit in how they've been able to step up here in this first half.
Brennan Matthews will punt it. Gravengood and Price back deep to receive. High snap, he drops it, and Valley is on it. Turnover this time goes to Valley. Number 29 is Cade Lunstra on the fumbled snap. And Valley will take over in great field position.
Boy, just what you did not need if you're Waukee, and you see Brennan Matthews, he's searching for the ball, and by then 2 Tigers were in on it. But the first one there, like you said, Cade Lunstra, the senior, getting in on the loose ball, and now the best field position to start a drive here for Valley, looking to get some points on the board here for the first time, but have turned it over the last 2 times they've had the ball.
So 1st and 10 at the Waukee 23 with 10:18 to go here in the second quarter. The second quarter starting out a little bit wild here. Gravengood and Price in there. In motion, and the handoff to Rankins Jr. Cuts up the middle. 10, spins to 5, touchdown! "23 yards. You see the replay here.
Just right up the middle. And how about after contact? Staying on his feet. Just great footwork there by Danny Rankins. 5th touchdown of the season on the ground. And that was pretty quick.
Turnovers. And that one is up and good. 7-3 Valley takes the lead here with 10:11 to go in the first half. Back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Our team at D. Armand Ford Indianola are committed to giving you an exceptional ownership experience.
As a family-owned business, my dad and I are in the dealership every day to ensure you experience the D. Armand difference.
Our core values of hard work, honesty, trust, and integrity are what we build our business on.
Experience the difference at the all-new D. Armand Ford Indianola,
where you'll actually enjoy doing business.
The all-new D. Armand Ford Indianola, DarmandFord.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas at Urban.
Kickoff, and Waukee returns it. As you see, takes it at the 10, right up the middle. Good return up to the 30-yard line where Waukee will take over. And here's where we see how do you recover after the big mistake and the turnover, and then you give up points on it. How do you come out? This is where you show as a team, if you're growing here, how do you respond?
Yeah, you know, this is a Waukee team that's had to face some adversity here this year, but you got to go back to Niall Eddy. Had a lot of success with him on that 11-play drive that led to a field goal.
And there they hand it to him, and he's looking for room. But, man, the Valley defense, they've got a charge in their step now, too, don't they, after getting the turnover and then the points.
Yeah, they've certainly made an adjustment, and I think just the energy level altogether by that defensive front, and so they've really sniffed out that rushing attack by Waukee, no matter if it's been Niall Eddy or Blake Hawk. Just the Warriors have got minimal gains here over the last few plays when they've taken the ball to the ground.
Twin receivers to each side. Dropping back, throwing out, has a man out there, and did he catch it? He did, I think. Yep. Caught by Kamara. And when we got a second, we want to say hi to Ben Garza, our producer's Ruben's dad. He's over in Iraq. Thanks for your service. Thanks for letting us use Ruben here. And also, Ruben's brother Nolan is on the team here.
And I understand it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, so we appreciate you joining us and appreciate your service.
Hawk rolls, gets through, and somehow got that pass off, and it's caught there by Jackson Allen.
Complete to number 16, Jackson Allen.
Big play by Hawk as he's under pressure here. Gets it away, and then Allen able to catch it, and there's a big play spark for Waukee.
Well, for Hawk, that takes a lot of confidence with a man rushing right towards him to put that ball right on the money. And I don't know, that play looked a little disastrous there from the start, but just a great job by Allen bringing that one in for a first down.
Handoff up the middle. Eddy carries a couple of defenders up, so maybe a momentum switch back here off the big play back to Waukee's offense.
And let's not forget, though, in their last 2 series, Waukee had 2 critical drops, especially in their last one with Ben Kamara, that could have easily been a first down. So for Waukee, it's just simply making the plays that you're supposed to make, especially for your quarterback who's trying to build confidence here in this first half.
So they bring him out. 2 receivers to each side, kind of tight to the formation here for Hawk with Eddy in the backfield. And gives it to him. He looks to cut up the right side and is met there after about a pickup of 2. Good close by the defense. Holden Baldus, one of the defensive backs, is one of them that came up there on coverage.
We do have a flag down on the field.
It's right up just beyond where the tackle was made, so we'll see if that's blocking foul or, yep. So that negates a good pickup.
That is on Jackson Allen, who just came up with that big grab a few plays earlier.
So that makes it 2nd and 11 instead of 2nd. And what would it be about? Going to be about 5 over there, but now same formation. The quarterback keeps it this time, gets around the corner, and is rudely pushed out of bounds just shy of the 50. And it'll bring up 3rd and long here for Waukee.
Baldus and Henderson there on the stop. And what about the play Drew Henderson made down the stretch against Urbandale, getting that game-winning interception
in overtime?
He has just been a stud on the defensive side of the football for this Tigers.
Now Waukee looking to the sideline. Key 3rd and 8 play here. Only down 7-3, but they've been driving and just 3 points out of the drives that they've gotten so far. Send a man in motion across the formation. Fakes to Eddy, looks, now throws it back outside and hits the tight end, and he rolls up. He might be close to the first down there. Charlie Cross, the sophomore. And looks like they're going to mark it about first down. Yeah, they are. They're going to give him a first down there. So as you see here, a little lob out there. And he did a good job to not only fend off the tackle, but tightrope the sideline to the first down.
Yeah, just really impressive to be able to bring in that catch, but then like you said, be able to tiptoe your way there along the line and just get enough to move those chains. And when needed, Charlie Cross has been a very good weapon for Blake Hawk to go to.
So this time Waukee sends trips to the left. Eddie in the backfield. Hand off to Eddie. He goes right up the middle and falls forward for a couple. Bring up 2nd and 8.
Well, and this is the future right here for this Waukee program. Niall Eddy, just a sophomore. Charlie Cross, who caught that first down ball earlier, he's just a sophomore. So some guys who are getting some very good experience here early in their prep careers, and they've been showing off here so far.
And their tempo, they're kind of taking it easy because they want to, the longer they wind that clock down, the longer they keep it out of Valley's hands. Up again. Twins to each side, and then there's a whistle before the play. Timeout, Waukee. So if the coaches saw something over there, we'll keep it right here, saw something on the sideline.
Well, and for Waukee, that was their final timeout called, and I understand we got a score update from a very big game. A lot of eyes on the matchup up in Ankeny between Southeast Polk and the Ankeny Hawks. The championship game, of course, from last year, and Ankeny with a 14-0 lead, so a big statement there for the Hawks, and that was the latest update we got. And then our other game on CISN.TV, how about Urbandale with a 9-0 lead against Roosevelt at Drake Stadium?
And Urbandale, I think that was one they thought they had against Valley coming back. And, but that's the thing we talked about. And then, Coach, it's kind of funny because Coach Swenson talked about the turnovers in the open. They've had 2 here. Fortunately for them, it hasn't bitten them, but they got the turnover and they got the 7 off of that. So it's big plays here and there. And one thing we know about Southeast Polk, too, they've had a few comeback wins here. They did that against Dowling. They've seen them do it a couple times last year, so we kind of have to wait till the 4th quarter to see how that goes. Here's Waukee, 2nd and 8 at the 41 of Valley. And quick out, knocked up. Is it picked off? No. Wow. Just about picked off by Valley. It was tipped. Let's see if we can figure out who tipped it here. Or no, was that just off the receiver? And anyway, it fell short there as Baldus tried to come up and get it. So 3rd and 8. They've been throwing the ball short. They haven't gone long yet. Haven't seen them try to go real too deep yet. Although they had the one drop, but otherwise they haven't, Hunter.
Yeah, most within 15 yards and seeing if they can get yards after the catch.
Here they need about 8 to get the first down. Rolling out of pressure. There's a flag down, and the ball's knocked down, and that's likely going to be a hold. And it may be they decline this and let it go to 4th down. We'll see. We're talking to the Valley bench right now, so it is a hold against Waukee, and we'll see if they decide to move them back a little bit, or which they're going to. They're going to take the penalty.
They get that on Brennan Matthews, and there you see a little tug there against Eli Raridan, who just came barreling through, and without that hold, Blake Hawk more than likely would have been sent to the turf. So Valley elects to take the penalty, and again, it's a field position game here right now.
So 3 penalties here on Waukee. That moves the ball back to their own 45. 3rd and 22. Hawk looking, throws it deep up, and it's up in the air. Anybody's ball, and it's come down. They can't get to it. Looking for it was Kamara, but good coverage back there as he threw it, and there's a little bit of a breeze to his back there, but it came down, and that'll bring up 4th and 22, and Waukee will go into punt formation, which last time the high snap cost them. Single man back now for Valley, and here's the punt. Fair caught up at the 28, and they had Hawk in there punting that time. He went for the short kick. And Valley will take over here, 1st and 10 at the, 28-yard line with plenty of time, Hunter. And they have, they've got 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, I think that this is a really important drive for the Tigers, especially when you think that if they can take some time off the clock, they get the ball first in the second half. So clearly you want to go into the locker room with some momentum. So we'll see if the Tigers, who have had some good drives here tonight but have turned the ball over twice, see if they can put something together here.
Mason Morrow comes out. Rankins with him in the backfield. Throws it out to Reardon. Out in the flat. Reardon looking to turn the corner. Gets up ahead of Steams. Gets through one tackle and gets the first down out of bounds. And that's the thing, I think Reardon is such a big guy and has the speed too, the 6'7", 230-pound tight end. They get the ball to him more, as you see here. He just sheds that tackle, runs through it, and gets out of bounds.
Yeah, very dangerous in space is Reardon, just a phenomenal athlete. Had 6 catches last week for 73 yards, and his most catches in a game this season. And again, just a guy that they're just trying to get more involved within this offense.
Send a man in motion across, and they hand it off right up the middle. Rankins cuts it outside, 50. He could go, 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Wow. That was a 61-yarder for Rankins. Or was that...
that was Dion Hunt.
Excuse me, Dion Hunt.
Who did score
he scored
against Waukee last year, and just off to the races. Once he found that seam, there was no Warrior that was going to catch up to Dion Hutch. What a run for him, and this run game for the Tigers exploding here in the second quarter.
And here's the extra point. It's up and good, as you see the replay here, as he broke through that right side and it was off to the races for the touchdown. And Valley takes a 14-3 lead. Boy, it didn't take him much time there either. About 6-7 seconds on that play from the 39 to get all the way down the field and score. So momentum shifted now back again to Valley, but still, again, plenty of time for Waukee. The thing is, they burned all their timeouts, so we'll see what they do here.
Yeah, and a very critical drive for Waukee if they want to stay in this football game. But going back to Valley and how they've been able to run the ball with a lot of success this year. They average 94 yards per game on the ground. Or I think unofficially they have over 94 yards here in the quarter on the ground. 2 big rushing touchdowns by Danny Rankins, and then that long run there by Dion Hutch. Again, going back to the depth of this running back crew for the Tigers, it wears defenses down, and we've seen it here throughout the course of this first half here at Valley Stadium.
So Valley set to kick it off. And here's the boot by Stein. Taken back at the 4. Up to the 15, knocked around, spins out of there, and gets up. Hall gets up to the 19, or 18. And we'll see here as he takes it. Trying to get outside, a good initial avoidance there, but then too much traffic for Ray Hall.
Nelson Kavanaugh, the senior there on the stop, but just tremendous coverage there by the special teams unit. I mean, just a host of Tigers there to meet up with Hall, and he just didn't have any running room to go, and this is the start of just probably the most important drive of the game here for Gabe Baker's Waukee Warriors.
Yeah, and you don't want to, go 3 and out either, because you give the ball back to Valley with plenty of time. Fake to Eddie, he looks, sidesteps, now looks to throw again, sidesteps again, and then is smothered under back at the 11 or 12. Well, he did a good job of just dancing back there to get free, but he ran out of time. When you're back there 10 or 12 seconds looking for somebody, it's eventually what's going to happen.
Yeah, very good coverage down there by the secondary unit of the Tigers. Henderson there on the sack, and this Valley defense really starting to put some very good series together.
Hand off to Eddie. He looks for room, slides ahead, backs through the hole. And we'll get about 5 back to almost the original line of scrimmage to bring up 3rd down and 10. Up at the 18 for Waukee. Well, they found a couple pass plays earlier. Were able to get out of there. Now they send 2 to the right, 2 to the right short side, 2 to the left there for Hauk. He drops back, looks. Now comes up in the pocket, decides to run, and man, he really wanted to go downfield, but one receiver was doubled and the other had good coverage. There was just nowhere to take the ball. As you see here, he waited, look, and just could not find anybody to throw to.
Yeah, and then got hit on the back end of that play. A big lick there from Eli Raridan. He can get it done on the defensive end of the football as well. Very good pass rusher, but not what the Warriors wanted going 3 and out. But give credit to Valley's secondary, not giving the Warriors options.
Matthews gets the kickoff. He falls down, but the referee says nothing doing there. Gravengood catches the punt and crosses into Waukee territory here. So return of about 13, and Valley will be set up 1st and 10 at the Waukee 40.
Well, 14 unanswered by this Tigers team, and they've just been doing it on the ground. Again, their bread and butter here this season. The combination of Danny Rankins and Dion Hutch, those guys up front for the Tigers, getting the job done. And now you just want to maybe see some progression from Mason Morrow, making some safe throws. Has 2 interceptions, but again, still plenty of time here for the Tigers to add on to their lead.
Comes out, sends a man in motion, pitches that to Raridan. Raridan turns it up and down inside the 30 and out at the 27. And there again, we talked about it, get it in his hands as he comes out of that slot. And that will go, I believe, as a pass because it was forward. So, but now there is a flag down there. So what did they call that? Was it holding or is that?
That was a hold on Minwoo Lee, the 6'2", 215-pound senior offensive tackle for this Valley front, who has been relatively penalty-free on the offensive side of the football. That's been one of the Achilles heels of this Valley team on offense, just too many penalties, but they've been clean for the most part here tonight.
That's their first one tonight. First one that's been accepted anyway. They got Raridan down to the left side here. They throw it out in the flat, and he can't make the catch and turn. There is Hunter Clark.
Just in and out of the hands of Clark, and Morrow had plenty of time to be able to deliver that football, had a nice clean pocket there, and that's what you want to give your quarterback, because more times than not, Morrow has a very active arm, knows how to throw it with a little bit of pop, but that time just off the hands of his tight end brings up a 2nd and long.
So Waukee now just trying to hang on and get out of this quarter without any more points, out of this half, as it were. 2:19 to play. Raridan in motion, and they hand it off to Rankins Jr. up the middle, because now they got all eyes watching Raridan whenever he comes across there, and they hand it back to Rankins Jr.
Rankins making a couple nice cuts there to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
And it'll bring up after the penalty. They get that yardage back a little bit. 3rd and 9 now for Valley. And Valley takes a timeout. Has to be Valley because Waukee didn't have any left, right? Yep. Valley takes a timeout here. So strategy, I guess, for Waukee is try to hold them off, force them to punt it here. If this is indeed, they're going to punt it, or it may be 4 down territory. It all depends on what they pick up, too. But either way, their strategy, keep them out of the end zone here before the half and go in, down 11, but still just 2 scores.
Well, you saw that Waukee huddle there on your screen. Khalil Carter, the defensive coordinator for this Waukee team. And, Coach Baker just has all the trust in the world. And Coach Carter and the guys on that defensive end of the football love playing for him. And you have to know in that huddle that he is just stressing how important these next 2 downs are going to be because, again, just want to keep it within striking distance and just want to try to come up with any kind of play that you can.
Rankin's in there. Cavengood comes across. They give it off to Rankins. Up the middle. Oh, he cuts outside. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. 40 yards. Danny Rankins Jr., his second of the night. With 1:49 to play in the first half. And talk about your quick strikes. Hutch and Rankins, man.
They do not waste any time, do they? I mean, the Tigers are literally just running away from the Warriors here in this first half, settling in. Took them a little bit, but once the Tigers got heated up, they have not stopped.
Dawson Stein puts it through. And let's see it here again. Rankins looks. He makes one cut outside, and nobody sealed out there. Good block by Reardon, and he was off to the races, and now it's 21-3 Valley over Waukee. And just the thing that Waukee was hoping to avoid here was to get the momentum going to Valley. Had the interceptions early, but unable to take advantage of that.
Oh, just terrific execution down the stretch by the Tigers on both ends of the football. Just doing what they need to do on defense, not giving up an inch, and then offensively just getting it done in the ground game. This second quarter is where the Tigers have really helped set the tone here tonight.
Urbandale leading 16-0 at the half over Roosevelt. That one's going to dribble into the end zone, and in high school, anytime it breaks the plane, you can't run it out, and it's a touchback. And, man, I hate to say it, but minute 49, you got to get a first down to keep the clock rolling. Valley has just one timeout, but we've seen him score here and with relative ease here in the last couple plays. As Waukee will take over 1st and 10 at the 20 with 1:49 to go.
Boy, and Waukee got the night started off with a real nice drive. 11-play drive that led to a field goal, balanced it out, tried to take advantage of a couple turnovers, but just haven't been able to do that here tonight. Nothing going on the ground.
Yep, right up the middle, but Niall Eddy, the 5'10", 175-pound sophomore, finds a lot of black shirts as they keep the clock rolling here. 2nd down and 9. Man comes in motion. They fake it to him, and Hawk takes it right up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, still going. Now trying to break it outside and is finally pulled down there. So a big play there to get him out. As look, he comes through there. There's 1, 2, 3 tackles it takes for Hawk to get up there. 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they look to the sideline, and they're more than happy to take a little time here. Quick out, and a little bit low that time on the throw. Looking for Kamara.
Well, Kamara's made some nice plays on defense at the pass deflection that led to an interception. That was the first one thrown by Morrow, and then the interception later there in that quarter.
And that was a good route. If he had it up, he could catch it, maybe get out of bounds, stop the clock, get running a little bit here. But Now it's stopped with 1:01 to play, 2nd and 10 for Waukee. Straight back, now they throw that out again. Slips through and is pulled down. The first down will stop the clock, but man, that was a slip tackle from going a long ways.
Yeah, Hutchinson there on the stop, and got to give credit to him because otherwise Kamara could have gotten some extra yardage there, but enough for the first down, and Waukee putting together a solid drive here.
Just shy of the 50. Dropping straight back. Hawk, now he'll roll over, and smart move there. He gets out of bounds and stops the clock. So now you're thinking maybe you get a little more yardage, maybe another field goal here. As they hit a 44-yarder. So you got to get, what do we got? About 20 yards, and you're down within range of Bartachek, who hit a 44-yarder to open up the scoring here. And salvage something here out of the first half. Now rolling, throws, tipped and intercepted. Tipped and intercepted by Drew Henderson. Who else?
He has just been everywhere in the secondary for the Tigers here this season. Of course, the clutch interception last week, and when the ball gets knocked up in the air, it's up for grabs. And unfortunately for Waukee, again, they were building something positive there, but lands right into the midst of the Tigers here with just over 30 seconds left to play in this first half.
Well, that was a hope of throwing it in, that he had Henderson up front and two guys back on his receivers, so it's triple coverage there. But now here's where you really got to get stout and don't give up the big play here. Let him score right before the half as Valley comes back out on offense. Morrow drops back, wings it out in the flat, has a man. That's Price, and Price is taken down inbounds. They'll stop the clock for the first down with 25 seconds to play. And everybody will run over and get set up again. And they spike it. Mason Morrow does. He had Hutch in the backfield with him there.
Well, in the Valley sideline, a little disappointed in Mason Morrow. Wanted more urgency out of the senior quarterback there as a few seconds went off the clock.
Yeah, because there's the thing, right now you're leaning, but those are the kind of things where you want to work on, because they've been in some close games. You always want to be urgent in what you're doing. As now he'll bring him out again. We'll have Hutch in the backfield with him. Now they flip everybody over the other side. Play clock down to 6 as they get set. And dropping straight back under pressure. He rolls out of it and breaks free and is tackled just after he gets by the first down marker by 53.
That was Nolan Garza.
Nolan Garza makes a tackle. Hopefully Dad's watching still. You see him roll out of there.
Well, he came up with a critical tackle, but Morrow staying on his feet, doing a great job of keeping his balance.
Caught him from behind. 12 seconds to play here. And here comes Valley. Morrow drops back. Throws it up the right sideline. Knocked away. Good defense back there. Kamara was back, I believe, defending.
Man, and Kamara's gone toe-to-toe with Eli Raridan here tonight, and he has come up with a couple of really nice pass deflections there, and including that one there.
That was perfectly played.
Mm-hmm.
As you fling it up to the big guy, but Kamara stayed right with him now. And now Valley's going to take their last time out here. Clock was stopped, but I think there was 6 seconds. You got to talk it over and maybe too long for a field goal, so they'll go to the end zone.
But yeah, if Waukee can potentially walk away from this first half, not giving up any more points, I'd say that is a really big win for this team, especially knowing that Valley will start the second half with the football.
And we're going to get back, and Nolan's going to say, Ruben, why didn't you play that tackle of mine, replay it a couple more times there, you know. Coming out of the timeout. Well, they don't have. Yeah, there's Reardon on the far side. Two receivers left, two right. Reardon's in that tight end slot on the right. He's going to go out quickly and quickly get out of bounds. That might put him in field goal range there as they get it into the 26. So that was the discussion here. What do we got to do to get it within range? And Dawson Stein has hit a 39-yarder, 101. This one will be a 44-yarder. Snap, the kick is no good, wide left. And they get just one official back there. It's a good thing he was on that side watching the kick. But so it's 21-3 Valley over Waukee here at halftime. We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk with the athletic director from Waukee, Eric Boyle. That's coming up after this on CISN.TV.
WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee has over 375 pre-owned vehicles. All makes, all models. Inventory changes daily. WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale, just west of Homemakers.
At Holt Plumbing and Heating, our team is clean-cut, professionally dressed, and always training to be the best. We have families too, and we understand that nothing is more important than keeping them safe and comfortable. Our passion is to be the clear first choice for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and home service needs. A high-quality job with a smile and a little extra wow. I would like to personally invite you to experience Holt Plumbing and Heating and find out why, for over 70 years, families all over central Iowa say, let Holt handle that.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Obsessively, relentlessly. That's what you can always expect, even when faced with the unexpected. It's a service we take seriously, providing comfort in the rain, tools to help you save, a helping hand along the way, and from a safe distance away, delivering the energy you need.
Welcome back to Valley Stadium. We're at halftime here. Valley leading Waukee 21-3. Dar Danielson with you, and joining me is the Waukee Athletic Director, Eric Boyle, the new Athletic Director, as things kind of switch around. And tell me, how's that going for you?
You know, it's been a good transition. I was telling people this evening, coming back to Valley, I used to be a West Des Moines administrator, that last year was kind of a skeletal of a year. So this is like year 1A, getting to see everything, having fans back in the crowd, and just getting a full football Friday night experience a couple weeks ago has been really enjoyable.
And you also have a guy you could call over out northwest of Waukee there if you had any questions about how. I'm sure he'd take your call and help you out, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah, Jim's been really supportive, you know, and I would have loved to have a normal year last year with him right there in my hip pocket and guiding me through everything. But yeah, Jim's been great. Anytime I got a question, he picks up the phone and helps me through it. So tomorrow will be a similar situation as we host our first volleyball invitation.
Yeah, did you talk about that volleyball? How's that going so far?
Yeah, you know, I think volleyball and football in regards to results are very similar. We're a little bit young. We don't have a lot of depth, so we're learning as we go, and our kids are tough. They're showing a lot of grit, and we're working at getting better.
Yeah, we were talking in the pregame, and we say, well, Waukee Northwest is a new school, but really Waukee, there's a lot of new coaches, a new athletic director, and different things too. Here, you know, a lot of new players playing, so it's a first time kind of for a lot of firsts here for Waukee.
Yeah, I would say for Waukee High School, we're really trying to re-envision what Waukee High School is and our athletic program. We were in this transition, we hired 17 new head coaches, and with that brought on about 33 more assistant coaches. So when you think about that type of transition, it really is a culture change. And then throw in the fact that when you split, it creates opportunity, but with opportunity sometimes brings in experience. So we're working on developing, you know, resilience, grit, toughness, learning how to get knocked down and get back up. So a lot of characteristics you want kids to grow and develop in athletics, but we're kind of learning the hard way right now.
And you got to, you know, you have to know the staff, and they have to know each other, and just, you know, familiarize themselves with everything here throughout the seasons as you go on. But imagine as you move through, it'll get a little easier, won't it?
Yeah, and you're right. Right now we're spending time together as a staff because we bring people in, and then they got to figure out what my vision is, and together we're trying to cultivate what we want our programs to look like, think like, feel like, sound like. And in order to do that, we got to spend time together and talk about what we want for kids and what we want kids to learn in going through our programs. So we have a monthly meeting as a staff, all 23 of us, and we're having conversations about, you know, what does it look like to be a warrior? How do we teach kids resiliency? How do we teach them to be tough? And talk through those, work on envisioning a future that is successful in helping kids be great citizens.
I think sometimes we adults maybe overthink it a little too much. The kids seem like they're a little bit more open to new things and doing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Have you found that?
I mean, yeah, and that's the best. I started an advisory council for our 10th through 12th grade. It's actually 9th through 12th grade kids, to give them a voice. And, you know, what I found in this experience so far is they're getting more and more comfortable coming up and giving me feedback, and even asking questions like, why don't we do this? Have we ever thought about that? And trying to add more things to our program and to our experience. And our student section's been tremendous so far this year. They show up for every activity, and they are just as committed and loud and fight to the end as anybody on the court or on the field.
Yeah, and we're here at the band here behind us. I know Waukee is a proud band tradition too. How did that work with the staff there? Was that?
You know, it's similar, but their numbers are a little bit bigger. And one thing that ties us together right now is our program was supposed to go to the Rose Bowl last year, and because of COVID, didn't get that opportunity. And so, like, we're getting ready to celebrate homecoming this coming week, and both schools are hosting homecoming on the same week. And having a parade, and one of the ties between us is the band, and getting them out to Pasadena and getting them to celebrate. So we're still connected in regards to that, and both bands are tremendous.
It's interesting talking with Coach Baker. You know, these first few games, they've come out on the losing side, but he seems to still have that positive, and he said the kids too seem positive about it. They know, we're making some strides here and there. They scored last week, and they're, every little thing, and that's what you got to feel good about coaches and the players when you see that, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, we're super lucky to have Gabe leading our program. High character, great integrity, knows how to turn a program around or build a program from the ground up. And you're right, we're finding little wins along the way. And if you watch our films, we're getting better every week. It's just right now the teams we're playing are getting better, but they're also high-level teams. I mean, you open with Ankeny, you get a tough Roosevelt team, then you go to Centennial, and now you got the Tigers. That's a tough start for a program that's in the process of splitting.
Who knows, a few years though down the road, you'll think and you'll forget about the early ones, and it'll be all of a sudden there's a battle between Waukee Northwest, and a battle, and maybe another school down the road.
Right.
The way Waukee grows, who knows, huh?
Right. You never know. But right now, we're getting better, and once we get to that point, we'll be able to look back and be grateful for where we came from.
Well, one thing we like at CISN is you guys come out and talk with us, take the time out for that, because we know you're busy. We appreciate that, and good luck as we move forward, and I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of you, whether it be basketball, football, or whatever here throughout the season.
Sounds good. We really appreciate your coverage and all the support of high school athletics. Thank you very much.
Right. Athletic Director Eric Boyle here for Waukee. We'll take a break on CISN.TV.
WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee has over 375 pre-owned vehicles. All makes, all models. Inventory changes daily. WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore. 109th and Douglas in Urbandale, just west of Homeacres.
At Holt Plumbing and Heating, our team is clean-cut, professionally dressed, and always training to be the best. We have families too, and we understand that nothing is more important than keeping them safe and comfortable. Our passion is to be the clear first choice for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and home service needs. A high-quality job with a smile and a little extra wow. I would like to personally invite you to experience Holt Plumbing and Heating and find out why, for over 70 years, families all over central Iowa say, let Holt handle that.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Obsessively, relentlessly. That's what you can always expect, even when faced with the unexpected. It's a service we take seriously, providing comfort in the rain, tools to help you save, a helping hand along the way, and from a safe distance away, delivering the energy you need while going the extra mile. Regardless of the times, our team remains committed to you.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Why do businesses succeed? The Better Business Bureau sees the traits of successful businesses every day. It's not easy, but it is simple. The BBB fosters trust between Iowa businesses and consumers.
Visit bbb.org.
Back here at halftime, the Valley March Masters out on the field. They've added some new props here now with the mountains and everything. And again, we'd like to show you or have you see their whole performance, but because of the music things, and Hunter, you know this isn't radio, the songs, you got to be careful about that and all the rights fees, so we can't show the whole band. But that is one of the things that I love about high school football is the marching bands and the cool air and all this, and it's just fun.
And especially last year where the crowds were pretty limited. I mean, it just does not get any better. This is a rivalry, and all the fans coming out here tonight to Valley Stadium, packed house, and football Friday night, it doesn't get any better.
Well, that first half, a tale of turnovers. Waukee got a couple interceptions, unable to turn them into points. And then probably the big turning point was a fumbled snap, a high snap on the punt that Valley got and able to score, and then they scored 3 straight times after that.
Yeah, I think that was really the play of the first half, just that high snap that got away from Waukee, and that put Valley right at the doorstep of the Waukee end zone. And then Danny Rankins going in for a 23-yard scamper, and that was just the first of many touchdowns there for the Valley running crew, and just how they were able to establish that running game there in the second quarter. Just Waukee's defense, they did everything that they could, but you got to give Valley a lot of credit how they were able to settle in on defense after Waukee started off the game really well. But then Waukee, again, not being able to take advantage of those 2 turnovers, Valley comes back and they settle in, and a real strong end to the first half for the Tigers.
Valley will get the ball to start the second half, so that'll be interesting too here. Other halftime score, Southeast Polk and Ankeny. Ankeny 14-7 over Southeast Polk. So again, we talked about it. Ankeny got up early, but Southeast Polk, they have so many weapons there. And now I know Xavier Wampa didn't play last week at Waukee Northwest. I don't know if he's back tonight or not, but
I'm still not sure about that either, but I think that's been a kind of a transition for Southeast Polk because he is such a big playmaker, really on offense for Jackson Daly and company. But they still have plenty of weapons there. But they're a team that it takes them about a quarter or so to kick into high gear, but that's going to be a fun one to watch.
And we talked about it last week. Trent and I is at, as you see some of the replays here, that sometimes they sit back and wait for him to make a play, and then now if he's not there, you got to, okay, who's going to step up? And they did. As you saw one of the replays there, you see some of the Valley fans there dressed up, and I don't know if it's Western night or what it is, but they got the cowboy hats on. But we're at halftime, 21-3 Valley over Waukee. We're going to take another break. We'll do that. We'll come back. We'll have the second half coming up after this on CISN.TV.
WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee has over 375 pre-owned vehicles. All makes, all models. Inventory changes daily. WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale, just west of Homeacres.
At Holt Plumbing and Heating, our team is clean cut, professionally dressed, and always training to be the best. We have families too, and we understand that nothing is more important than keeping them safe and comfortable. Our passion is to be the clear first choice for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and home service needs. A high quality job with a smile and a little extra wow. I would like to personally invite you to experience Holt Plumbing and Heating and find out why for over 70 years, families all over central Iowa say, let Holt handle that.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Obsessively, relentlessly. That's what you can always expect, even when faced with the unexpected. It's a service we take seriously, providing comfort in the rain, tools to help you save, a helping hand along the way, and from a safe distance away, delivering the energy you need while going the extra mile. Regardless of the times, our team remains committed to you.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Why do businesses succeed? The Better Business Bureau sees the traits of successful businesses every day. It's not easy, but it is simple. The BBB fosters trust between Iowa businesses and consumers.
Visit bbb.org.
At Valley High School, the Tigers coming out of the locker room. And you see the Waukee fans. It must be highlighter night tonight for them, wearing the different T-shirts. Dar Danielson, Hunter Phillips. Another halftime score, Urbandale over Roosevelt, 16-0 at the half. And Roosevelt got their first, was the first Metro school win over Metro team in I don't know how many games it was or years it was when the Roosevelt beat Waukee in that game. So Roosevelt having a good year here, and but again, you play in this league. There's a lot of good. Urbandale's a good team, and they lost in overtime to Valley. You know, and you see Ankeny and Centennial, and you think you know that, and there's an upset in that game, and so. We'll see, too, that Southeast Polk and Ankeny game, a touchdown game. We'll see how they come back. But so Gabe Baker in the locker room, what was his talk like, what do you think, Hunter, to this Waukee Warriors?
I would just think that it was just missed opportunities. You know, we controlled the game to get things started. If we just go out there and play smart football, we can get ourselves back in this game. I mean, we saw how they were able to run the ball efficiently there to start things off, and we're able to get Blake Hawk into a rhythm. And, you know, Waukee's defense started off the game really well and just couldn't capitalize on turnovers. So I think for them, you know, it's just playing with a little bit more urgency in the second half.
And for Valley, Gary Swenson's got to be saying, hey, guys, see what happens when we don't turn the ball over, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, again, turnovers and penalties, that's been an area that the Tigers have been trying to clean up here this season. But, you know, for Valley, their defense was able to pull through for them after those 2 turnovers, those 2 interceptions by Mason Morrow. But, you know, again, you know, every coach wants to play 4 perfect quarters of football. Chance of that happening, you know, pretty slim. But, you know, I think he has to be really impressed with how his team, again, was able to just settle into the ball game, make adjustments, and, you know, to have the ball first, you know, here to begin the second half. It's really going to be about just keeping your foot on the gas because you do not want to put Waukee in a situation where they feel like they have an opportunity to come back.
Yeah, he talked about that against Urbandale where they did let them come back in that game and take it to overtime. Yeah, and he mentioned, too, he said, we're kind of young, too, in a lot of spots, and they are, too, this Valley team, you know. You just think of them because, you know, you're thinking they're reloading every year, but, you know, you lose some guys, and you got to fill in younger guys, and sometimes it takes them a little while longer. It's a little bit different when you're the backup, and then you go to the number 1 guy out there on the field.
Well, especially on defense, that was really the one area where Coach Swenson said, there's going to be some bumps on the road for our defense, but I thought that they played really stellar there in that first half and coming off their best performance as a unit last week at Urbandale, again, giving up just those 14 points. And so slowly but surely, Valley, again, has just been able to build that chemistry here throughout the season, but did see some positive things from Waukee as well. So it'll be fun to see, again, these 2 coaches, they know each other very well. Again, Coach Baker was on the staff here at Valley for 7 years, and they're friends off the field. We touched on that. So, you know, again, that they know their styles really well. It'll be interesting to see the adjustments that will be made and who comes out strong here to begin the second half.
Looking ahead, it'll be Waukee will go to Johnston, or will host Johnston, and again, there's another one of the good teams here in the state, and then Waukee travels to Marshalltown. Marshalltown's always a spunky team to play there, so, and you got to go on the road for Valley, so it's going to be interesting here. But as you say, we'll see how Valley comes out to start it out. They send Hutch back deep, and who else? Aiden Price back there deep to receive. And here's the boot coming over toward Price. Price takes it back at the 4, up to the 10, 15. Got a little seam. 25, 30, cuts it outside. Now can he turn the corner? 35, 40, stiff arms, 50, and is out of bounds into Waukee territory at the 49-yard line, 48-yard line. You see this last little turn outside. And the stiff arm there. And as I always say, you can't coach speed. It's just one thing that can get you overcome a lot of things, can't it?
Boy, number 5 has a lot of speed going from one end of the field to the next. We saw him have a very good return there in the first quarter earlier, and that right there, that's how you want to start off a second half if you're Valley, putting yourselves right at midfield.
Morrow brings him out. He's got Hutch to his left and brings Price across the formation and hands it off right up the middle, down to the 30, inside the 30, down to about the 26-yard line. A big pickup of about 17 on first down.
Well, and the Tigers have brought so many looks there in the backfield, and it's kept Waukee guessing throughout the course of the night. But I tell you what, when Dion Hutch has been in the game and when he's gotten the football, he has busted off for some big runs here tonight. Of course, had that 61-yard touchdown run in the second quarter. He has had himself a great game for Valley.
And those linemen seem like they're dialed in. They're getting on their man, and it doesn't take much of a seam. And there's the hand up. No, keeps it this time. And he'll get right back to the line of scrimmage, Mason Morrow. We'll talk about those linemen. Minwoo Lee, Spencer George, Bradley Benz, Jacob Moeller, Hank Lucas, and in there in the offensive line for Valley as they send Price out.
Well, it's a group that's gotten better throughout the course of the season, and they faced some really good defenses here to begin the year, and facing that portion in the schedule where they know that they've been battle-tested against some of the best defensive teams in the Metro.
Fake the handoff, now rolling, looking to the end zone. Still, now he's going to run, and will spin around. And probably a good decision. That's where he got in trouble in the first half, when you're rolling and you throw and you don't get your feet set.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think just a real wise decision here by Mason Morrow. Don't want to force things downfield, especially when you're rolling off to your right and all the defenders are looking at you. So just go ahead, tuck and run it, try to gain a couple of yards, hang on to the football, keep the clock going. And that's what you want to see. Again, a rough start to the game from Mason Morrow, but that's what you want to see out of your signal callers, just making the right plays, even if it's not going to result in a big gain, make the safe play.
Noah Clemensrud was running him down over there. Urbandale now up, 23-0, and they're rolling up ahead, close to the first down. Morrow. Mason Morrow said, hey, you guys are racking up the yards. I'm just going to keep it here a few for my own. But now he'll be...
Well, Coach Baker is not happy on the sideline for Waukee.
So they called the penalty on Valley there. Motion.
And that was a late call by the official, and I think Coach Baker, he saw that right away at the line and trying to get the official's attention. He has been very charismatic there on the sideline, very into the game, and you had a great conversation with Eric Boyle, athletic director at Waukee. Just loves what Coach Baker brings to this program, just brings some energies. And even in these moments where it's tough, down 21-3, still in the game.
Morrow drops back, looking to his left, throws it out there and knocked away. Good dive into the pass there by 22. Where's he at? Lucas Struck there. Made a great play on the ball.
Well, Mason Morrow just locked down on his receiver right there, looking right at Aiden Price, and that's a big no-no right there because a smart defensive back like Lucas Struck is going to knock that away.
Now looks like they're going to bring in the field goal unit, Dawson Stein. Here he missed a longer attempt earlier. This one will be a 40-yard attempt. He missed a 44-yarder to the left. This one is no good either. That's off to the left. And into a little bit of a breeze there for Valley. And the thing in high school is you get the ball back on the 20 when you miss the field goal. It's not like college or the pros where you move it back to the line of scrimmage. So Waukee will take over here, 1st and 10 at the 20, and I'd say, Coach is saying, let's just put together a good drive. Let's do like we were doing earlier, move it down the field and see if we can get some points on the board here. Out. Hands it off to Eddie. Eddie tries to turn the corner, and he's just going to keep going laterally there and get pushed out.
Well, no doubt if Waukee wants to get back into this football game, they're going to have to get things going through the air. And we've seen Blake Howe put together some nice throws here, but clearly Valley is dialed in run defense here really ever since the beginning of the second quarter. Waukee hasn't really busted off for too many big runs since the first quarter, and so Waukee's going to have to do something through the air.
You got to probe every now and then with a run, try to keep him honest, but here it looks like handoff, and he keeps it. Hauk got a little double motion in there, and he's going to get a couple, but that'll bring up 3rd and long here for Waukee.
Caden Hutch has really had himself a good night defensively for the Tigers. We've called his name a lot here. He just has a knack for finding the football and just knowing where to go and making a nice open field tackle like he did against Hauk.
Hauk will send 2 receivers to each side now. Drops back, throws it quick out there, and spinning around and up ahead is Kamara. And that's one thing, they've been trying to get it into his hands and have him try to break something. There he got a few yards but just couldn't get enough room to break out of there as that Valley defense swarming on him, and almost a little bit of a late hit over there on the sideline, but it'll bring up 4th down. They'll send back a single man back, receive the punt, and a quick punt. That's going to drop and roll, and he'll come up to pick it up and get hammered there. And that is not always the best thing to do. Chase Hutchinson came up on that one, and you'll see he gets hit immediately, because the problem there is you're going down and there's a potential to lose the football, but he hung on to it, but he paid for it. So Valley, 1st and 10 at their own 39 with 7:40 to go here in the third quarter. They're up 21-3. Waukee scored first on the field goal, then 3 straight rushing touchdowns by Valley. And now Morrow brings him out, sends a man in motion. That's handoff to the back, and he scoots his way up. Rankins Jr. back in there. And those two guys, Hutch and Rankins Jr., they're built so similar, it's hard to tell. Sometimes let's just see the number, which one is which, and they have pretty similar running styles and speed, too.
Yeah, they really do, and Valley just has a great track record of using multiple backs and just being able to develop guys who just really complement each other so well, and that pair right there, it's just been a tough assignment for Waukee defensively here tonight.
2 receivers left. They send the receiver right in motion, Reardon, and they hand it off to the back. Right up the gut again. Rankins Jr. Content maybe to run a little time off the clock here. Brings up 3rd and 3. As they look to the sideline. They'll bring Price back in. And Hunter Clark comes out. Here's Morrow ready. Hands it off to Rankins Jr. He cuts over the right side and gets across the first down line he needs and into Waukee territory at the 49. Will be 1st and 10 for Valley.
And a nice call there on 3rd and 3 with that misdirection run and just giving it to the bell cow. And Danny Rankins moving the chains for the Valley offense that seems to be running on all cylinders despite their last 2 series falling empty and not getting a field goal to go. They've just been able to move the ball efficiently against Waukee tonight.
Speaking of field goals, Dowling just got one. They're up 10-7 on Iowa City High. And now timeout by the officials. I don't know what they're discussing, but speaking over there on the eastern side, is it Cedar Rapids Prairie that has like 20 guys on their team and they've been 14-10 City High now? Yep. Is that at the half or is that
2 minutes to go?
2 minutes to go in the first half. City High has taken the lead back there. And now I think there's a flag on the bench over there.
Yep, this is going to go against the coaching staff of Waukee.
They've been talking a little bit about things. And
yeah, Coach Baker just has not been happy along the sideline here in the second half and has let the officials know about it, and that time enough to warrant a flag being thrown and moves the Tigers into Waukee territory.
Mason Morrow sends a man in motion. Now he'll roll. He throws it up deep. Got a man wide open. Touchdown. Reed Schilb catches it, hauls it in about the 5. You see he rolls to his left, and Schilb got behind the coverage, took it to 5.
Just a busted coverage. Back deep by Waukee, and Reed Schilb grabbing that one with a great route, hauling it in. Nice throw by Mason Morrow. That's how you get your confidence back here.
Well, he rolled and he set his feet and he threw it. And the extra point is up and good. Was that about 34 yards? I think it was. They moved the sticks there. Something along that line. Valley now up 28-3 here over Waukee. And again for Waukee, it's, let's come out and try to get a drive going again here.
Yeah, at this point, 28 unanswered points by this Valley offense. And, again, this is part of the growing process for this program with so many new guys, a lot of young players, and even the upperclassmen didn't play varsity football last year. So you're going to have moments like this, and it's just a matter of just continuing to battle until there's no time left on the clock. And so clearly there's some frustration along the sideline for Waukee. Not the start that Coach Baker and his staff have wanted, but again, just try to salvage as much as you can here and try to build here with still plenty of time left in this football game.
Squibber taken by Hall, about the 15, cuts it outside, trying to turn the corner, and the ball's loose. And nope, they're going to say it's Waukee's. You say his knee was down over there. Let's see. No, it did come out, but I guess Waukee got on it there.
Jace Nelson was the one that recovered the fumble. Heads-up play by him to save that, because otherwise that was a clean fumble, and there were a pair of Tigers that were within the vicinity to pick up that football.
Urbandale stretched it out a little bit now, 30-0 over Roosevelt. They're bouncing back after that overtime loss to this Valley team. Trips right, man comes in motion to the inside, handed off to him, he turns the corner, cuts it up. Bryce Hoskinson, 5'8" junior. And now there's a little bit of scrambling going on in there. And now they're back to what they had early on, the good first down yardage, Hunter.
Yeah, that's where you really want to establish yourself when you begin a drive, and again, trying to make the defense honest here. And, you know, Waukee was able to win the battle at the line of scrimmage to begin the game, just trying to get back to that and try to build something positive.
A little tighter formation with the receivers now for Haug. Single back in the backfield there. And throws a quick out over there, and caught and stretching out is Kamara for the first down. A good quick hitter. Hit him that time, as you see here.
I think that's what you want. You want these quick, easy throws, just a little pitch and catch there. Kamara bringing that one in, the nice stretch, using that 6'3" frame of his. He's had a nice ball game here tonight.
21-7 now, Ankeny over Southeast Polk in the third. And up across the 40 is Eddie. A lot of people said, well, Ankeny, they lost a lot, but they had a lot coming back too, and the defending state champions are not going to go quietly, sounds like here.
Yeah, aside from a setback against their crosstown rival, Ankeny Centennial, that squad is looking really, really good in their title defense.
And here's the snap to Hawk. Looks now, he'll scramble up ahead and won't get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose some yards there. There's good inside defense by Valley. Tate Larson in there on the defensive line, one of them. And it's always, I don't know, maybe it's my perception, but when you're that top team, it seems like it's always a little, because you're hearing all the headlines about you're ranked number one and you're, and you're Ankeny defending champ, but they're not number one, so maybe a chip on their shoulder too. So
yeah, scary thought, defending state champs, and feel like no one's respecting you.
Pass out in the flat there to Eddie, and he'll get a few, but it'll be short of the first down. But again, we're week 4. We've got 5 more to go here before we decide. Now Waukee will punt again. And Gravengood back deep and Chase Hutchinson back deep to receive the punt from Waukee with 2:28 and counting here in the third. Gets the punt away under some pressure, taken by Gravengood. He gets across the 40, looking around, and we pulled down at the 46. So about a 10-yard return there on the punt. And Valley will get it back.
And, for the Tigers, they got off to a little bit of a rusty start to this game, coming off a hard-fought matchup last week. And, I think we were all kind of curious to see how they were going to come out after, again, surviving another overtime battle of a game. But I tell you what, this team is just continuing to get better. And really ever since that loss at Southeast Polk, where they were just playing uncharacteristic football out there in Pleasant Hill. And you got to give the Rams credit, top team in the state as of right now. But don't sleep on this Valley team. I mean, as they continue to get better, they ended last season very well. They can make some noise.
Here's a handoff outside. Going to turn the corner. Now cuts back in and spins around. Dion Hutch. And a quick burst by him. As you see, just inside handoff. He gets a good block on the outside there by Gravengood. And I think that's one of the things, too, that Coach Swenson talked about a little bit, too, is not only the guy with the ball, but those guys off the ball and everybody doing their job, a little better, getting, those receivers who don't get it or the backs block, and everybody following through on all their assignments to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a collective effort, the guys up front, but then those receivers, that extra effort to block out there.
Quick pitch out to the right side. He's got some room over there, turns it up and gets bumped out Aiden Price. Right about the first down marker at the 20. And it looks like they probably will give it to him.
Well, Valley mixing it up a little bit. Aiden Price again out in the flat. And he can just really move when he is in space. But, Waukee just doing everything that they can. But in terms of time of possession, it's really been owned by the Tigers. And this Waukee defense has been on the field a lot here tonight, taxing for a group who has really had a solid season.
Yeah, other than that, that first quarter where Waukee got a few drives going, their offense has not been out there real long. Quick out to Reardon. Reardon breaks a couple tackles, still up, and they're still trying to pull him down, and finally they do. That's 6'7", 230 pounds. All muscle, too. And there you see him battling through. And you can tell how good this guy is when you see him on the basketball floor, too. The moves that he has there. It's just amazing to see that.
Yeah, he's just when you talk about a guy who is just a phenomenal athlete, he stands above the rest. I mean, he makes his presence felt. I mean, he was literally dragging his defender with him there as he was on the ground. And I tell you what, Notre Dame is going to get another really good tight end within their system.
And there's a handoff to the outside and pulled down goes Hutch. As we're under a minute to play here in the third quarter.
But Dar, it's amazing. We talk about this running game, and sometimes you almost forget about Eli Reardon in the pass game, and then all of a sudden, there he is right there. And so for Waukee and for any kind of defense to go up against Valley, I'm sure for a defensive coordinator, it's going to be really tough to decide what to zero in on.
Yeah, and then they brought him across, too, on that jet sweep a few times, so you really got to keep an eye out on it. Now he sets up on the right side. Looks like one-on-one coverage out there. And they're going to come back the other way. Good high pass, a nice catch, but good tackle over there. One-on-one was Bryce Hoskinson. As pitched it right out there, and Gravengood went up, pulled that down, and did well to hang on to it. Hoskinson was all over him. That winds out the last of the third quarter. We'll go to the fourth quarter here. Valley will have it first and goal here, leading 28-3 on CISN.TV.
35 years in the automotive industry, I had the opportunity to build on the American dream, just like Henry Ford did over 100 years ago.
Introducing the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Like Ford Motor Company, we're a family-led business guided by our core values of hard work, trust, honesty, and integrity.
People drive to Indianola to buy Fords.
The all-new DeArmond Ford. DeArmondFord.com.
Built for America, sold by DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Here at Valley Stadium, we'll go to the fourth quarter. The Tigers leading 28-3 and knocking on the door here again as they'll move from north to south and set the ball up on the 2-yard line. First and goal for Valley, leading 28-3 over Waukee. Waukee did score first in that first quarter. They got a couple interceptions, so unable to take advantage of that. And now they set up Mason Morrow sends a man in motion, hands it off right up the gut. Touchdown, Valley. Right up the gut goes Dion Hutch for his second touchdown of the night.
Yeah, why not? Again, you're right there at the goal. And go to number 8, who's had himself a big night tonight. Tiger sideline fired up. A lot of different guys getting involved in this big night for the 4th-ranked Tigers.
Hutch had the 61-yarder back in the second quarter, and this kick is up and good. And it's 35-3 Valley here. And you see the replay there, and he finished that off delivering a hit too, right in there to Lucas Struck. But Valley just really has the offense moving right now. The defense, for that matter, too. They've really held Waukee down. Yeah, and just I think picking up the physicality, and like that shot right there, I think it says it. Dion Hutch lowering his shoulder, and for Valley, just going back to the end of the first quarter, it was a 3-0 ball game. Waukee was feeling really good about themselves, and for good reason. Forcing a pair of turnovers against a very good Valley offense, but again, just that high snap on that punt off the second turnover, Waukee turned it over, and that's really where Valley just opened up the floodgates for them. 21 points there in the second quarter, and they just really haven't looked back here tonight. You see that? So the Happy Valley student section there, and pretty good representation of the Waukee students on the far side as well. As back deep, Ray Hall to receive for Waukee. And the kick is going to go in the end zone for a touchback. Waukee will take over 1st and 10 at the 20, 11:55 to play in the ball game. And a nice full moon out there tonight on the over the stadium. I couldn't ask for better weather here midway through September. Just amazing, this season has just really flown by. We've seen some really good games already here this season, not even at the halfway point. And, you look at Waukee, and again, it's just going game by game, not to use the coach speak here, but, going back to what Coach Baker told you before the game, we're building the experience through each game, and even when it doesn't reflect that way positively on the scoreboard, see what Waukee can kind of try to build here in this fourth quarter. Hawk sends running back through, and now he'll turn and run it up the field and slide down. Just in time to avoid the hit there. And the clock will keep running. Well, I think for the most part here tonight, Blake Houck, he's had a pretty solid game. I mean, he's been trying to scamper on his own when needed, and I think right there, again, not trying to force the ball downfield, and if you got to just slide down and just get a minimal gain, that's what you have to do. But, I think for, again, trying to build here to the future, other than the one interception, he's been pretty solid here tonight. Hand off to Eddie, Niall Eddy, looking for room, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. And that'll be about it. Yeah, and he's had a couple drops, but the one thing it seems, too, that Waukee's looking for, that they've got Kamara out there, but they don't have another. It doesn't seem like they have another big speed threat on the outside to kind of stretch the defense out a little bit at this point. Yeah, they really don't. Charlie Cross, he's caught a couple balls here tonight. Nice tight end, just a sophomore, but yeah, they just don't have that other guy there in the lineup that Houck can consistently go to. Now Houck rolls right, stops, now going to cut it up, has a little room there and is flung ahead to the 25, but he'll be 5 yards short of the first down. They're going to mark him just shy of the 25 there, as he's, again, made some good decisions about not just flinging the ball up for the most part here. Had right toward the end of the half where he had one kind of thrown into traffic, but they're trying to make something happen. And now looks like they're going to keep it. Now, Hunk has punted one other time, so we'll see if he drops back and punts here or if they're just going to go for it at this point. Send a man in motion across the formation. Now Hunk will punt it. And nobody back deep, but the ball kind of, well, now it rolls. And say it checked up on him a little more than what he wanted. And it'll get down to the 35. A 40-yard punt there with the roll out of Hauk. So he's got some talent there. And Valley ready to come out, leading 35-3. And assuming we might start to see some new faces in there too here eventually for Valley in the lineup. That's the funny thing about coaches too. You think you look up and, oh man, we got a 32-point lead, but those coaches are always thinking, well, man, just one possession, could turn it. And after, against Urbandale, I think they were up by 18, then things kind of turn around. And I think, is that Quentin Loeb in there now, quarterback? Yeah, he hands off and right up the on the handoff.
Omarion Ballard in for the first time here tonight. And, with 9:20 left in this game, valuable experience these backups are getting for the Tigers.
Loeb is in there, quarterback. Omarion Ballard, as you said, at the running back. Looks like Brandon Sullivan in at wide receiver. As Loeb brings him out. And a good job following the blockers there by Ballard.
Just another running back in the stable for the Tigers.
They seem to always have plenty of running backs, don't they?
They sure do. And just a junior, 5'2", 155. But I'll tell you what, with that low center of gravity, he could be a guy that, again, you use in special situations. And coming off the field right now, a pair of real good carries there by the junior. But, they seem to develop some pretty good running backs here at Valley.
Look over 9 on the play clock as they break the huddle. Parker Cota is in there. He goes out wide to the left for Loeb. They hand off, cutting back inside. It's going to be stacked up there. That's Caleb Scott, junior running back, 5'10", 195. He's into the lineup, gets a carry.
Well, I know we highlighted this earlier, but, for Valley, they'll be at Marshalltown next week, and then not to look ahead, but, as broadcasters, we tend to look ahead a little bit. But 2 weeks from tonight, a team called Ankeny is going to be coming in here to Valley Stadium. So, tell you what, the schedule, for all these teams across the Metro doesn't get any easier, but some really good matchups along the horizon here for the Tigers.
And, good job to handle the snap there. And come out of there. Loeb with it. You see here the snap came in a little hot, but he turns and he didn't gain any yards, but he didn't turn it over there either.
Barrett Wilcoxon in there on the stop as Waukee is also bringing in some reserves and some younger guys to get some playing experience here.
Well, I as a broadcaster I like this with the games because a few years back I was doing Waukee, and the last 4 games were continuous clock, through the season as they went. And I know looking for some parity there with the other moving to the 4A class and trying to make it a little more even, So I think that was a good thing they did, and adding the 5A and trying to, balance things out just a little bit more.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's going to create for some fun playoff football later on here in the year. Fun football up in Cedar Falls. Again, just to balance things out. And, again, just seeing how it's affected teams across the Metro, across the state. It's been fun to watch.
Kamara back and Ray Hall back deep to receive the punt now for Valley. or for Waukee rather, the punt from Valley. And good punt. Kamara takes it at the 15. Going to try to go right, but he finds nothing but Tigers there, and he gets stopped in his tracks.
Well, as the old saying goes, north and south, and that time right there, he decided to go eastbound, and a bunch of black shirts were right there, and
he went eastbound and he was down.
That's right.
And he wasn't loaded up, but he wasn't trucking, man. But okay. It's getting late in the night, no. Waukee will take over here. 1st and 10 at the, 14?
Oh, and like you said earlier, for Waukee, they'll be back at home first time in a couple weeks. The Warriors will return home next week to take on number 8 Johnston, and then they'll have a long road trip awaiting them the week after that at Sioux City North.
Handoff up the middle. Was the run. Let's see if I got any more score updates here, or I look at the phone here. I don't see any at the moment. 2nd and 3 after a good pickup on first down. And right into a wall of Tigers on the carry. It was Eddie. And Trent Bender was one of them. A.J. Burrell in there on the tackle. Like Lorenzo Jimenez is in there. Try to get you some of the names of the players. And also Jack Funk in on that defensive line for the Tigers. And there's a flag movement on Waukee. And it's Waukee's second penalty here of the second half. They had a few, too, that kind of hurt them, some holding penalties in that first half when they were trying to get back and answer Valley, and a couple of those that didn't help them at all in their offense.
No, and again, a young offensive unit, and you're going to see that. You're going to see some miscommunication. Is good gain here for Ray Hall.
Ray Hall, they flip it out to him in the flat, and Ray Hall takes it up to the 45.
And Dar, we mentioned that Ben Kamara, he's been that go-to weapon on the outside. I've been looking for Ray Hall. We haven't really called his name often here tonight. He did have a drop back in the first quarter, and, a senior that, has shown that, he can definitely do some things in space. And so good to see him get involved, but the Tigers have done a good job of zeroing in on him.
Eddie comes in motion. He fakes it to Eddie. Houken turns around, and he gets pulled down by Trent Bender. And well, it seems simple to say this, but just a score right now for Waukee. To finish on a good note would be good for them here as they empty the backfield. Trips right, to left. Hawk throws it right across to Hall. Hall cuts it right in the middle, so he finds him again, and a first down pickup there of about 9 yards. It was
nice slant route by Hall, and a little bit of a low throw there, but still nice job of being able to bring that one in. And if still a lot of time, and if you can get any more points on the board, just try to salvage anything before you take back off to Waukee.
Hand off to Eddie. He gets up ahead of steam and rolls right in there. A good tackle by Valley.
I tell you what, I really like Niall Eddy. He is just one of those bruiser of backs, but does have the speed when They're able to go on one of those misdirection runs right there, one of those jet sweeps. He's just a guy that brings a lot of versatility here for the Warriors, and just a sophomore, and he's just only going to continue to get better.
Cole Sonnenberg got him around the ankle zone, brought him down. And I was just about to say that looked like Houck might be able to run for that first down, but he got pulled down on a good play there by the Tigers. You see it here again. He looked and stepped up, but there comes Trent Bender again. And we're talking the 6'1", 190-pound junior lineman just ate him up. And he lost a couple there, so it's 3rd and 3. And Houck looking for room now. Now he wends his way through and dives, and I think let's see. On the spot on the far side, it looks like he might be a little short, but I think we're in 4-down territory either way.
Yeah, absolutely here. But Houck, he has this elusiveness about him. He can be a little bit slippery out there. He just doesn't give up on the play, and you just love to see that. The game clearly, in Valley's favor, but just continuing to fight out there. That's what you want to see from your leader. And Coach Baker said that he's really been impressed with his leadership.
Oh, there he goes. Up under center. That's what I like to see, too. These guys that go in the shotgun and the pistol, the ability to still run up on those short yardies and get under center, as he did it there. And then the line took off. Watch this. He was a little surprised. Whoa, there's all that room. And he took off there, and he saw Soren Williams right there. But now the 2-minute mark, we got a whistle, and
I think it's for an injured Tiger who's going to jog off the field.
And that is Nate Freeman coming off. But 1:53 to play here. Waukee on the move. We know the 44-yard range for Bartachek. They'd, of course, like to get on the board with the touchdown, if possible. Then the man in motion. That's Hall. Now rolling right, looking, throws it across, has a man, and knocked back. That's Jackson Allen.
Second catch tonight for Allen. Picked up a big first down back in the first half.
2nd and 3 at the 25-yard line. And Houck rolling under some pressure now. Going to try to get outside, and he slips a tackle somehow and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like he's going to be pulled down for loss. We'll see here as he comes around, and good little kind of stiff arm moves the defender, Drew Conklin, out of the way. And he ended up picking up a few yardage there. A little bit of yardage. 3rd and 1. And tried to throw it outside. Looking there for Kamara, but it's knocked down. And
well, for Waukee, again, there's no such thing as moral victories, but see if they can continue this drive here.
4th and 1, handoff. Eddie plows right through inside the 20 for a first down.
But really was impressed with how Waukee came out of the gates in this game and how they were able to establish themselves with that balanced drive, and were able to come away with a couple of turnovers, a couple of interceptions thrown by Mason Morrow, and just a few plays didn't go their way, a couple of drops, of course the turnover like we mentioned there on the punt, and whenever you give a team like Valley an inch, they're going to go a mile. But for Waukee, I tell you what, that just slowly but surely you're seeing progress within this program, and again, doesn't show it on the scoreboard, but oh yeah, they're going to continue to get better off of games like this.
And they take a timeout here with 53 seconds to play.
But on the flip side, Dar, I think as much as we've talked about Valley's offense tonight in the run game, I think the defense is trending upward for Valley right now. I mean, the last 2 weeks they have been able to really get things going. A unit that Coach Swenson had a lot of questions about, a lot of new faces, but they're playing really good right now.
Here's Hawk with it. Avoids the rush, gets out of it somehow. Now he spins around and he'll throw it out of bounds. And I think they're going to call grounding because I don't know if he got outside the tackle box. And I don't think he had a receiver over there, and it didn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
And we do have a score update from Ankeny. They're leading Southeast Polk 21-7 with 2.5 minutes remaining. So number one appears to be not number one anymore. What a big win for the Hawks at home.
And as I've said before, when we've seen Dowling at number one and lose early, hang on.
That's right.
Because, well, let's see. Are there any of the top teams? No, Southeast Polk's the last one without a loss up there, aren't they? Yeah. So far, are those teams up in the rankings? So, well, that was intentional grounding, and that was by a yard. You have to get it beyond the line of scrimmage, and it just fell short of the line of scrimmage, so they ended up taking the penalty and the loss of down. Now they throw it out quick, and cutting through, busting a couple tackles is Ray Hall, so he gets a lot of that yardage back. So still has him within range here, and they're going to come up. I thought they might take a timeout, but they're going to come up 3rd down and 14. Houck under the blitz. They throw it to the end zone, and just he had to rush that a bit. He had Kamara over there, but Valley had the hard charger coming in there at him, and he had to throw it just a little sooner than he wanted to.
Yeah, Valley's defense has timed out these blitzes, I think, really perfectly tonight, and have kept Blake Houck off balance and really just unsure about when the pressure is coming. But now we'll see if Waukee can add something to the scoreboard. Bartachek's had a good season.
Yeah, Bartachek hit a 44-yarder in the first quarter. This one will be 40. Snap is good to set. It's up. Good from 40. So bookends for Bartachek. As you see, good snap. And it was kind of low into that wind a little bit, but it got over the crossbar from 40 yards out. And it's 35-6. I know they wanted a touchdown, but you got some points there on that last drive and something to build on.
Well, I mean, 35, straight unanswered points by Valley, but if you're Waukee, your guys are just continuing to fight, continuing to move the ball, and you know what? Again, 3 points is 3 points, and those are the type of moments that again you just try to build off of moving forward. And I did want to pass along a score update from Iowa City. Dowling Catholic moving ahead on Iowa City High, 17-14. Still in the third quarter out there in Iowa City, but it's a real good game there between the City Hawks and the Maroons.
And that's one thing, too. We don't see those Eastern Iowa teams a lot, so we don't know exactly how good they are. We have some kind of idea, but we see the Central Iowa teams much more here. We'll see if they go the onside with 14 seconds to go or just boot it deep. Looks like they might. I don't know. We'll see. Nope, they're just going to boot it deep. And a bobble on the catch, but up at the 10, 25, 30, spun around and down. A good return there by Omarion Ballard. With 6 seconds to play here in this one. You see him there, following his blocker, spinning around. And could be down to what will be the final play of this one. Valley will move to 3-1. Waukee fall to 0-4 on the season. And let's see if Valley hands it off or just takes a knee or what they do here. They got how did Waukee get the ball? There's a handoff. And was there a turnover that I missed there? Must have been. It doesn't matter either way. The game is over here. Valley wins 35-6. We'll take a break, come back, and wrap it up here after this on CISN.tv.
So just keep the camera on there. Do you want to be on camera?
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Holt's Plumbing and Heating continues to be one of Central Iowa's fastest growing plumbing, heating, and cooling companies. I'm proud of what we've accomplished at Holt. Our team is leading the way in providing the latest in home comfort solutions, and we have fun doing it. Our passion is to be the clear first choice for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and home service needs. But at the end of the day, a job well done and a happy customer means everything to us. Just one more reason why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Back here at Valley, the handshake in the center of the field. Valley downs Waukee here tonight, 35-6. Dar Danielson, Hunter Phillips, and Waukee did start it out. Looked good, had some drives in the first quarter, got a couple interceptions, but Hunter, the big thing, they were only able to get 3 points out of all that.
Yeah, and that's really been the bugaboo for Waukee this year, just not being able to finish off drives and not being able to get into the end zone. And that's something that, Coach Gabe Baker and his staff are just continuing to work on with his guys. But a really strong first quarter in which Waukee led 3-0, but then just turnovers on the other side for Waukee opened up the door for Valley, and with their run game, with their two tailbacks, it was just too much for Waukee as their defense was on the field a lot, especially in that second quarter, and the Tigers just wore them out in the end.
At Waukee, in the first quarter, 7:20 to go, Max Barticek, a 44-yard field goal. That made it 3-0. It stayed that way until Rankin scored from 23 yards out with 10-11 to play in the second. Made it 7-3. Then Hutch had a 61-yard run for the touchdown. That made it 14-3. Rankins came back with a 40-yard touchdown run, 1:49 to go in the first half. And then it was 21-3 Valley at the half. Shield then got a 34-yard touchdown pass there from Mason Morrow with 5:49 to play in the third. And Hutch added a 20-yard touchdown to make it 35-3 with the extra point. Then Barticek finished off the scoring with a 40-yard field goal here with about 16 seconds to play, and it ends up 35-6. So Valley goes on the road to Marshalltown, and Waukee gets to go back home and host Johnston. And again, another tough game for Waukee. I haven't kept up close on Marshalltown on how they're doing, but it seemed like they were competitive early. I may be wrong, but you can check that for me.
Yeah, Marshalltown, they've always been really a scrappy team, especially when playing at home, but 1-2 on the season. Their lone win against Waterloo East, but fell 14-7 in their last game against Ames. And right now, the latest score that we got hosting Fort Dodge, and Marshalltown up by 7-6 there in the third quarter.
All right, well, for Valley, a lot to build on as we talked about tonight, and Waukee still continuing to work on that. But a good ball game tonight. Nobody got injured. It was a beautiful fall night, cool night, September night to watch football here. And final thoughts, Hunter?
Yeah, it's always great when these two rivals come together, and it's just amazing just the changes that can be made, from one year to the next. Waukee, they're going to continue to get better slowly but surely. That coaching staff, I tell you what, they're a first-class group. They're going to do well, but this Valley team, they're trending in the right direction offensively and especially defensively.
All right, the final again, 35-6, Valley over Waukee. Thanks to everybody tonight, especially Ruben Garza running the controls. And that's going to wrap it up here from Valley Stadium on CISN.TV.